Hopefully. Welcome everyone to
What?
episode 146 of the Looks Like a Movie podcast. My name's Kevin. I'm here with Doug and Owen, and today we're talking about Avatar Fire and Ash. But first, as always, we could talk about what we watched this past week. Douglas, are you ready? What are you drinking?
Drinking a frosted grape Zoa energy drink. Shout out
I've heard of Zoa.
Cameron Brink. Cameron
Cameron Brink.
Bink.
The
No, Brink
WNBA.
is the right name.
Yeah.
Does she like have a Zoa
Yeah,
sponsorship?
she has a Zoe sponsorship, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I don't think
Also,
I've
shout
ever
out The
heard of
Rock.
that
This is
thing.
The Rock's brand, so I guess shout out The Rock.
Oh, interesting.
That would make more sense to shout out.
Yeah. Anyways,
Like
Yeah, what have you been watching?
I watched Drums Along the Mohawk. Directed by John Ford. It is one of 3 films he directed in 1939. It is about the like New Frontier Revolutionary War. It takes place in like 1776, I think, in upstate New York. It's Henry Fonda and Claudette Claudette Colbert, are like a new married couple that like move to upstate New York to be on the frontier, and they like fight a bunch of Native Americans that are like an army of Native Americans that are led by like an evil Tory wearing a eye patch. And it's really good. It's a pretty conservative John Ford film, I would say, compared to some of his other ones that I've seen. No, I mean, like, John
Yeah.
Ford was like a conservative guy, but like a lot of his films have like really, are not
Yeah.
I would not necessarily call conservative films,
With this one.
Yeah, I think this one is a little bit more conservative than his other ones, because the whole movie really is just like Henry Fonda and the supporting cast killing Native Americans, and then being
Right.
really happy about America,
Yeah.
But I watched this because Sean Fennessy said that, and I hate bringing up this guy, but Sean
You
Fennessy
love to do
said,
it.
"No, I
Oh my
don't.
God.
You
Um,
do it every episode.
He
No,
had a
I
pretty
I
funny review for a movie. Oh, I was just looking at it of Marty Supreme, I think.
he said like his like social media reaction after after being at one of the early like press screenings for Avatar Fire and Ash, his like social media reaction was like, it's Drums Along the Mohawk. It's like James Cameron Drums Along the
I
Mohawk.
remember that.
So I watched that with that in
I mean,
mind. I don't know, I guess.
you don't see
It's a pretty surface level. It's a pretty
Yeah.
surface level.
Does he like the because I know a lot of people on that show don't. But
Yeah,
he likes them.
he likes it. I don't think he loves this one,
the new one. Okay.
but yeah, but he likes them. Yeah. So I watched Drums Along the Mohawk. Shout out John Ford. I watched the Passion of Joan of Arc for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, for the first time.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I was
I thought you
putting
were
off.
rewatching it. I saw you log it.
No, it was the first time. It's one of those things that I've been putting off. I know that people talk about this all the time with like Citizen Kane, where they're like, it's like tough.
It's like
Yeah, and it was just like a spur of the moment. I was home alone. I had my laptop out, and I opened up my my little program where I have my movies
you're
on. And I
Yeah,
sorted by
sure.
oldest on my thing. And I was like, oh. And it was like, the movie's so short. It's like 80 minutes. So I just like watched it, and I locked in. The music was playing super fucking. I watched a copy of the Criterion version with that score. I don't know if the score is different between versions, but I watched it with the music on the Criterion version. I was playing really loud, really insane music with that movie. I mean, fuck, like fuck. It's the craziest movie ever.
Yeah, Baz Luhrmann's got some fucking. He's got some work to do.
I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna watch the Revette Joan of Arc soon. I'm excited. I'm
Yeah,
interested in that.
the Bresson is pretty good too.
I know the Bresson's like a remake of this one, basically, right?
Yeah, like he was a big fan of Dreyer. That one's really good too. I like that one. I haven't seen the Revette.
Yeah.
But
Well, the Revette's like it's like 7 hours long, and
Yeah,
it's like
so-
it's a lot of like her at war and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I watched Close Encounters of the Third Kind, the local theater
mhm.
here. They programmed that. I'm assuming because of his new UFO movie.
Yeah.
I don't know why else. I don't know if there's an anniversary or anything, but Close
You
Encounters of the Third Kind. I saw that for the first
just
time.
program it.
Owen's a bitch. Owen's
I don't like that movie.
yeah, Owen doesn't like that movie for some reason. I don't know what, like, whatever. That movie's good. It's good. Uh, that movie's really funny because it's Richard Dreyfuss. Well, one, Francois Truffaut is just in the movie for some reason, which is crazy. But then the whole movie is Richard Dreyfuss is like going crazy, like he's losing
Mhm.
his fucking mind, and he
Yeah.
just abandons his family. He has this big ass family, and he just like abandons them because he goes like he gets like alien derangement syndrome.
Yeah, that's what
It's awesome.
classic Spielberg situation right there.
And then I saw Avatar: Fire and Ash 3 times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I was like, oh, Doug's seen it twice, and then I got out of Avatar 3 and I checked, and you saw it again.
Yeah,
I definitely want to. I mean, we'll get
Yeah.
into it more, but I definitely need to see it again
Yeah.
soon.
And I have some questions about the specifics of how we all saw it. We'll get that
Mhm.
when we talk about it. And then I finished
Yeah.
Twin Peaks: The Return. Finally, we were putting off watching the last episode.
Yeah. Did you watch like I thought I saw you log like a documentary or something that goes along with it, or
Yeah, I watched Behind the Red Curtain, which is like a mini kind of like it's like a special feature. It's a
yeah,
half
okay, it's
hour
like a featurette.
long
Yeah.
like the documentary directed by Richard Beimer. So you say his name? He plays Ben Horn in the show, and
Okay.
he's a pretty, he plays like Tony in the original West Side Story as well.
Okay.
And he's a real
Yeah.
actor, and it was really cool because it's like really like it's a fly on the wall documentary of them shooting some of the the Black Lodge scenes, and it's like really like so like just fly on the wall, hands off. Like you're David Lynch is sitting there, and you're just seeing him direct actors and giving directions, and it's very cool. It's really really cool.
Did you see the what was it, the actresses round table with Jennifer Lawrence and Laura Dern talking about her very briefly talking about David Lynch?
Yeah, I saw that
Um,
clip. I think it was like Laura Dern said she said
She's like talking about or like directors not liking the way that the actors talk about the movie, like
Yeah.
in like publicly, and
Yeah.
and Jennifer Lawrence is like, was it David Lynch? And she was like, yeah.
Yeah, which makes so much sense. Like I can imagine like Laura Dern describing uh Inland Empire and David Lynch getting like
Yeah.
really irritated.
That's
But
funny.
yeah.
Jennifer
Pretty much
Lawrence was on a heater during that entire
Yeah, I mean
table.
she's
She's
just
very funny.
very charismatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Owen, what did you watch?
I rewatched the 1951 Alice in Wonderland, the Disney animated film, which is beautiful. And I mean, I love Alice in Wonderland as a story, and
You
as
love Alice and you love Wonderland.
yeah, I love them all. So that was fun to rewatch. Then I got the new Hal Hartley Where to Land. I got the Blu-ray that came in the mail, so I gave that a spin. Probably like 6 hours of Edie Falco this week. So
Oh, is she in that?
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Okay.
She's
Oh shit.
a Hal Hartley long timer
That's kind of awesome.
from his first film. So yeah, when you look at like her most recent credits
Two
on
movies,
Letterboxd, it's Where to Land and Avatar: Fire and Ash.
That's very funny.
So I watched that twice. And then I watched The Family Stone, which is a
Oh.
2005 really crazy. Shout out Diane Keaton, rest in peace Diane Keaton. She's lovely in this. But I like a really awesome cast: Dermot Mulroney, Sarah Jessica Parker, Luke Wilson, Rachel McAdams is fantastic. Love Rachel McAdams. I'm super excited to see her in the new Raimi that comes out in like a month or so.
Oh, that's soon, yeah.
Really excited for that
In the
movie.
trailer and theaters a lot.
And then I programmed for like a little event at my school. I programmed The Shop Around the Corner, the Ernest Lubitsch, Jimmy Stewart Christmas movie. Unreal. If you haven't seen it, definitely a good time to watch it. It's kind of, it was a really big hit, a really funny movie. Especially like, I mean, it's a good like family kind of throw on the holidays. Really, I mean, Jimmy Stewart, KJ Appa,
KJ,
Oh,
Yeah.
did you guys watch the trailer?
Yes,
Yeah.
we don't need to talk about this movie. But
No,
yes, I did watch
but
the
I was thinking about that when watching the movie.
trailer.
Jimmy Stewart's unreal, really incredible, but having him kind of read those Ernst Lubitsch dialogue in those situations is really great. Lubitsch is unreal, and then I watched Avatar: Fire and Ash, so that was my nothing too crazy
Right.
this week, but
Yeah, a lot of Avatar, Fire, and Ash watches between the three of us. Yeah, I didn't watch much apart from Avatar this week. I also rewatched Avatar: The Way of Water. I guess the only other I had a busy week because it was finals for school. I had finish my semester up, so I didn't really have a ton of time. The only other thing I would mention that's worth mentioning and maybe opening up a bigger discussion about, because I think I'd rather talk about it here than in the news,
Okay.
is I rewatched When Harry Met Sally.
Oh yes.
And of course, I don't know that we want to talk about it in the news because so much of the reporting on Rob Reiner's death has been
Yeah.
so disgusting that I'm like, I don't know if I even want to like pull headlines from half of that reporting.
Mhm.
Because it's just like been a very disturbing situation to even process, than to like go online and see the way that people are talking about it and reporting on it.
Mhm.
It just feels
Yeah.
like very inhumane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very
And
sad. Yeah, it's very sad. I don't know. I feel like a lot of this has to do with I think that X and Facebook specifically, um, like Twitter and Facebook are like really terrible. That it's like really really terrible the way that they show information and the way that they kind of like reward people saying things and headlines and stuff. But
Mhm.
yeah,
yeah, and
yeah,
I don't know. I was thinking about the other day because, and this isn't even to like dismiss all of the other work he's done, but I was just thinking about the trio of like When Harry Met Sally, Stand By Me, and The Princess Bride, and like people I know personally around my age. And I'm like, if I asked everybody I know, or like all of the people around me, their fit to like list their favorite movies, I feel
Yeah.
like one of those three movies would come up for like every other person
Yeah.
I talk to, right? Just like,
yeah. I mean, if
and
you could throw in A Few Good Men and Misery in there, and I think that would still be
sure,
true for me, for
sure,
people in
that's
my
also
life. Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Yeah. But I was just thinking about that, and I was like, I think it's just very unfortunate and like disrespectful if the conversation around this becomes so much about the tragedy and the way that it's been reported, and not the fact that this is a director who like touched everybody's life and also just like a human being. I think, yeah, I think a lot of like what has been happening over the past week has made it feel like this isn't just like a
Mhm.
situation involving a probably really good person going to having something so tragic happen to them. I don't know, it's just like, it's just made me really sad to like uh see the way that all of this has happened. And so I rewatched When Harry Met Sally, and I still really love that movie. I if I was listing my favorite movies, I would probably include that one. So
Yeah, we did a
uh
When Harry Met Sally episode not that long ago.
Last Christmas?
I think
was it?
yeah, that was last year. Yeah.
Huh. I don't know. All the episodes have kind of started to blend
No,
together.
yeah.
Now that we're in the hundreds, I'm just like, I don't know if we did this.
Sophie
It
Holsinger
was
was
it was a
there.
Christmas it was a
Yes,
Christmas episode. I think I
that
think
does make
I would have
sense.
assumed it's
Yeah.
last Christmas. I don't think it was 2
Yeah,
years
we
ago.
kind of dropped the ball this year with doing interesting stuff.
Hey, listen. Also, last year I feel like well, no, only because it's
Hey,
like,
listen.
well, like it's like Avatar came out right before you know what I mean? Are we
Mhm.
gonna like skip talking about Avatar,
No,
Fire and
no,
Ash to
no, no.
talk about Home Alone 3? You know, like I just
Hey, see ya,
I feel like,
2026, we'll do a Home Alone 3
yeah,
episode.
priorities. Anyway, let's use that as a transition to talk about Avatar, Fire and Ash, because I'm
Avatar.
sure we have much to discuss. Uh million places we could start here.
This is
I
a lot.
wonder, I feel like Doug, maybe you have something in mind. What is where
S-
do we begin?
So yeah, okay. There was something I wanted to say. I was really thinking about like how to say it or like where to say it. I think it's like some people don't like uh Avatar.
Mm.
right? The movies.
Yes.
Right, right,
And
right.
I think there are
Yes.
people that like listen to our show. Granted, there aren't that many people that listen to our show, but there are people that listen to our show maybe that do share the sentiment of what I'm about to say, and they are gonna like be annoyed by the fact that we all three of us like really like the Avatar movies,
I
as
would
will be very revealed. But it's a Hollywood blockbuster, right?
mm,
And Avatar, in particular, like the the mode of filmmaking, right? The purpose, it's focused on immersion, right?
mhm,
It's focused on you losing sight of reality and like being sucked into the to this false world. And that's why like the 3D and the high frame rate, these are all like really intense like tools to create immersion, to lend to escapism, you know. And like there are like criticisms to that kind of stuff, and ideas that like, oh, like films like that are bad. Shut up. Shut up.
okay, okay.
Uh, and we kind of like stuff like that, I think, broadly. And I
Yeah.
think that this is like the most
Yeah.
intense and successful version of something like that. And I think
Yeah,
that's kind of what I want to start with, is like on a
well,
baseline, like this is just what Avatar is,
yeah.
and to acknowledge that and say like that, you know, I get it if
Yeah.
you don't like something like that, but
I was
It's
we like,
having I was having these like thoughts on the way to the theater, kind of thinking about the franchise and where it exists in the modern scope of like the current filmmaking that we have today. Um and even I think James Cameron said something recently where like if he was Terminator James Cameron right now,
Mhm.
like he would not be able to do or like get the resources to be able to do something like this. And it only exists in this kind of like grandfathered in, like I've proved it so I can kind of do this. But James Cameron, like in his truest form, is like an artist and an innovator, and the fact that that guy has that green light to do that is so important because he is pushing and innovating in a way that like is so singular, and these movies are so singular because it exists like out of everything that anyone else can really do. um and yeah, I don't know, there's just not movies that exist that are like this. And we like we're talking about like, okay, we like stuff like this, but I think it comes down to like I'm cool and I'm down with like a lot of different things if it's good filmmaking.
Mhm.
I think good filmmaking really is trumps all.
Yes.
But ultimately, like, yeah, I mean, they're like the big budget franchises that even were around when we were younger, like the Lord of the Rings, the Star Wars, the Pirates of the Caribbean, those like really
Oh yeah,
big,
Pirates of
high
the Caribbean.
budget, like like 300 million whatever budget movies that really like craft focused and they don't exist anymore. And it's like it's a kind of a dying breed of that era of like that um early 2000s kind of blockbuster. So it is, there's a nostalgia element to like it doesn't really, there's nothing like this.
The only thing right now that I think is even close
Yeah.
to like the same realm of like insane like fantasy blockbuster, like formally insane fantasy blockbuster like Avatar, that is happening right now, is the Creation of the Gods series in China,
Yeah.
which I have either of you guys seen the first
No.
Creation of the Gods?
no,
So
still wanting to check that out.
I haven't seen the sequel because it just never came out in the US. It came out in China and it's like available on
Uh,
VOD, but I just haven't watched it yet because I was waiting for it to come out in the US and it just didn't. But the like that's another thing where it's like this incredible like digital world like pushing
Mhm,
like a lot
mhm.
of ideas, and it's just like so big and insane and crazy. But
Yeah.
it's not as well made as Avatar, obviously. But it's like
Right.
the similar kind of like really pushing like very form first, very mythology first. And but
Yeah.
that's in China. Nobody in America even knows what that is. And that's like the
Yeah, yeah,
only
yeah.
that's like literally the only other thing I could even think of that is similar to
right.
Avatar that exists right now.
Yeah. I was thinking about similar thing. I think a good place to start is probably talking about some of the negative reactions to the movie and going
I have
from
some
there.
negative
But
reactions to the movie.
sure, yeah, and we could talk about
Okay.
that too.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about similar things, and I kind of said the same thing to someone the other day, which was that I I hear I'll hear somebody come out of an Avatar movie and criticize, I don't know, like so many people I know will be like, oh, like the story is awful and like the characters are awful, and I'm just like, I obviously like I don't agree with that,
Right.
and I like the story in these movies, but it's also just like I don't even know how you could think about that. Like, I don't even know how you could think about that as like an idea that makes it a bad like to just accept like what you're seeing on screen and be like, I just watched this, but the story's not good, so I don't like the movie is like kind of a like I can't use my brain like that because of like I'm like, do you not realize what you're watching? And so that's like the starting point for me is like already it being a good movie because I know I'm watching that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting. I don't know if it happened for you guys, but I was also talking to somebody about this, and Owen already mentioned it. Was that like for me, they're playing the trailer for the Lord of the Rings 25th anniversary that comes out next month
Mhm.
before this movie, and so I was talking to somebody about
Yeah.
the Lord of the Rings, like you said, and I'm just like, and I feel the same way when I talk to people about those movies, which is like whenever somebody says they don't like the Lord of the Rings, I'm like, dude, you get like one of these in your lifetime. Like, what do you mean you don't like the Lord of the
It's
Rings? I'm
super
like, it's
rare.
so crazy to me to like
So
think about a
rare.
movie of that scale, like doing that much, and just be like, yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm like,
Yeah.
I
you're kind
like
of a
Lord of the
loser.
Yeah. I like the
Sorry.
Lord of the Rings as a comparison to Avatar a lot because it's like it's a similar scale where it's like, bro, this world is so crazy, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's so much going on in this world. Um, but I while watching this most recent one, and I know some people brought up Pirates of the Caribbean. I haven't seen those movies in so long that I don't even remember what
Yeah.
they're about really. So I can't
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
that long. So
Fair.
I like wasn't able to even consider that. But like
Mhm.
for this one, I was like, oh my god, these movies they're Star Wars, but like they're like prequel. It's like George Lucas, like crazy
Yeah.
guy in the 2000s Star Wars.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think that comparison when we like get like smaller and think about like these guys who have dedicated their lives, because when we talk about like Lord of the Rings, like that's Tolkien and that's like an adaptation of a thing where we talk about Lucas and Cameron, they're like, this is the fucking dream baby that they're like, I'm
yeah,
going to spend all of the money and all of my life dedicated to this. And I do think like that comes through on the screen when it's like, especially with the innovation, and I think the comparisons of like the tech that's being pushed to create what's in their fucking minds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
And Lord
especially,
of
I
the
mean,
Rings had like crazy technological
yeah,
innovations.
yeah, for
But
sure.
yeah.
I think also something to note with those movies is especially like Lord of the Rings and stuff when you talk about like The Hobbit, the big thing with The Hobbit is like they didn't spend enough time on those movies, right?
Mhm.
Lord of the Rings and Avatar, and they spent so much time like when you talk about like even the Pirates of the Caribbean, there was like, oh, why does CGI look so good back then and looks shit now? It's because they fucking spent time and money and like they gave them the resources that they needed to make it look good. And I think that's like a big thing with Avatar is like we spend years on these movies. We spend so much fucking time on these movies to like get what they want, like to get it looking how they want it to look. Which is when you compare it to the new or like Wicked or the new Marvel movie or just some random blockbuster that took like a year or two on and they made it come out as fast as possible. The clear and obvious difference in quality of just even the visual effects is evident. So it's just not something that this current model of an industry is made for to spend all this time
yeah,
but you get this clear difference in quality when you do spend that time.
right. Uh, so to get into this movie specifically a
Yeah.
little bit, I
Spoilers
yeah,
from
I think we could
probably just
probably just
broadly from this
spoiler
point
tag it right
forward.
from the beginning. There's
Yeah.
just two. We're gonna mention them, I think, in
Yep.
Now that
passing
we're
way
gonna
too
talk about
many
the plot.
times to.
Yeah.
But
There's also a
here's what
lot
I'll
of spoilers.
combine two things I was gonna ask you about into one, right? Because you mentioned negative criticisms of the movie.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think the
yeah.
most widely used criticism that we've seen is that it is a retread of the Way of Water.
Oh, that's
And
not
oh,
true.
are you gonna? mention something. Sure,
I was gonna
but
mention something else, but we can talk about that.
Yeah,
sure,
let's talk
but
about it, let's talk about
but here's how I'm going to combine that into the question I was going to ask you guys anyway. So because so many people are saying it's a retread of The Way of Water, and I think the three of us are probably going to argue that it's not.
I don't even understand how
When
people think
we
that.
Yeah, but when we talked last week about Knives Out 3, I asked
Yeah.
you guys what sets it apart as a Knives Out movie. So I'll ask in a
Right.
similar vein, what sets this apart as an Avatar movie? What makes this different um,
Hmm.
from the last two, and in turn answers that question of it not being a retread of The Way of Water.
This is so obviously not a retread of The Way of Water. Because I think what happened was The Way of Water came out, and then people knew like, oh, the next one's going to be called Fire and Ash.
Yeah.
When that first came out, when that was like
Yeah.
announced, or like
And there's
the
like, there's
rumors that
still
it's like,
water in this one.
or like the rumors that it was going to be like, oh, there's like fire people, right? I think
Yeah.
I remember people were like, oh, is he just going to do the same thing that happens in The Way of Water, where he like leaves the Water Clan and finds the Ash Clan and has to live there, and it's like. And like people were like
Yeah.
thinking that where it's like, oh, is he just gonna do the same thing again? And then it's like, no, it's actually not that involved. If anything, it's a retread of the first movie.
Mhm.
Which,
Right.
but even then,
Yes.
it's like
Yeah.
there's lots of how I put it in my
Retreads. I
review.
don't know,
There's lots of
like retread.
echoes of the first
Sure.
movie,
Right.
Yeah.
which I think is kind of beautiful.
It's
Mhm.
it's the George Lucas. It's poetry. It rhymes.
Yes, it
Fucking like,
rhymes.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
It's
mean that's
symmetrical.
like the mythological. Like that's like what these kind of myths and these kind of this brand of storytelling lends to. But in terms of retread, I mean, Avatar: The Way of Water is like the blockbuster of the decade, and
All
is
time.
this kind of yeah, it's like the greatest movie. So to say that this movie is just a continuation of that movie is like, okay, cool. I'm like, that's an awesome movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like that. This movie to me is just like, okay, we're continuing that story, and that's what we wanted. I don't know. I don't really. If you liked Avatar: The Way of Water and you're like, oh, it's just more of that. I don't know how that's like a negative.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I
I think it's an expectation thing. Like, people wanted it to be something it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's a third. It like if we're talking about the 5 movies and this is the third movie, this is just it's like, I don't know. It makes perfect sense to me where we go and how it kind of
I guess a
plays
few
out.
times it puts characters in very similar situations to
Mhm.
the ones that they were in the last movie, and that is
Mhm.
why. And there are some things that are like, I think some of the big exciting moments in this movie like very clearly mimic the big, like for example, when the battle starts in this movie, uh there there's a Tulkun that like flies up in the air and slams down on a boat, and it does the same
Awesome.
exact thing in the last movie. Like, it
Except
just
this time
shows
the boat's bigger and the Tolkien's bigger.
exactly, exactly, yes. And so like I could see that, but that is like, I think such a just a couple events like mimicking each other, I don't know is enough to like
And
say
also, like
that.
in the narrative, some of the narrative arcs, it's like in The
Sure.
Way of Water, that movie's really about how Loak feels like an outsider, and in this one, it's like Loak feels like an outsider, and he has like another arc with with his dad again, where like
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
dad has to accept him because his dad kind of accepts him at the end of The Way of Water, and in this one, it's like feels like we're starting from ground zero again. So I kind of understand people feeling. But you have to be like such a big fan of Avatar to even notice that kind of stuff though also. But I don't know.
Hey
I don't
man.
know. I think it's also like it's adding like I don't know. I think a lot of the ideas in this movie are just like really separated from the last ones and like add layers to the characters' arcs. And I don't know if
Yes.
all of them are like explored the way that I would want them to
Oh,
be. I don't
okay.
know. Like some of
Yeah.
it, I only because
Absolutely not, and we'll
yeah,
talk about that.
only because
But
like sometimes things are brought up and then they just kind of are like, for example, since we already said we're getting into spoilers, you mentioned Loak, and like the idea of him like nearly committing suicide in this movie is like not something
crazy.
that you could compare to the last movie. And
Yeah.
like the grief that all of them are experiencing in this movie sets it apart from the last movie on its own, right? Like it is like that's just something that they weren't
Yeah.
experiencing in the I mean, sure they were like grieving like leaving their home, but they weren't grieving the like death of their son slash brother.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so like that adds a layer to all of the characters in this movie.
Yeah.
And I think it's like
I like
actual grief. Something that James Cameron was
Yeah.
saying in interviews where he was because he's kind of shitting on Marvel movies a little bit, where he was saying like in like the movies like that, characters can't meaningfully change from movie to movie. You know, they have to like they all have to go back to like things happen and then they go back to the mean. where like they're basically the same people. But he's like,
Yeah.
grief changes people in like meaningful ways, and characters grow. And that's kind of what he was saying. Like, I have the ability to do that with the Avatar movies, where it's like in this movie, it's like you're gonna see the effects of the dead family member on the
Yeah.
characters and how that
Yeah.
changes them, which I think is
Yeah.
true.
And also,
I
it's
think that's true.
like,
Yeah.
I think when you think about, there's almost like a like, oh, this is just like one big movie thing where it's like, if you're thinking like, oh, it's like the whale comes back and does another, like, it's like, oh, okay, like if that happened in the same movie twice, you wouldn't be upset about it happening twice. But I think it just because it's two movies where like you
Yeah.
get super like, and I think it becoming this kind of one big, these characters are going through a big arc,
Mhm.
and so they're still the same people. Now they're just affected by grief, and they're dealing with the same kind of things they were dealing with just with a different. And I think also, I don't know, I find the grief stuff's really interesting in this movie, and the way that people or the characters kind of go off the rails a little bit is fascinating to watch,
Yeah.
and just decisions and actions that um were not present previously.
Do you have
Yeah.
another question, Kevin? Um,
No, I just kind of wanted to like continue on that subject, I guess, if we're talking about characters and grieving and maybe bring up, I guess, another criticism slash important character to discuss.
I have a lot to
Uh
say, I think, about this.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about our boy Spider.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
I have a few notes just so I don't forget stuff. And one of them I
Yeah.
have is spider problem on my note.
Yeah. Do you
Um,
think it's a problem?
I have a personal problem with Spider's character arc, I should say, in this film.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, I don't think people like there. I mean, but I do know broadly
People are
people
like, this movie is ruined because of him.
because they don't like his character and they don't like Jack Champion's performance.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
fine
But
as a personal.
but
I
you're
don't.
not.
I
You're
think
okay.
it's yeah. I think he's fine in the movie. What do you guys think?
I don't think he's doing like the best work in the world,
No,
but I
but
don't think like
it's also like
Here's
a
my
yeah,
50-year-old,
I don't
like
I will say like the most I think the most we're talking about spoilers, so I don't even have to like
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
hint at things. When he is about to like die, like I think that's the part that people would like allude to about his
Yeah.
performance. And personally, like when I saw the movie the first time and then even still the second time, I cried like
Well,
quite a
that's
lot.
my thing,
Like
right?
I was
Okay,
like
that's my thing. Is
I was like
there's
his performance did
performances
not take me
that
out of
affect
that
you
scene at
emotionally, and there's
all.
performances that don't affect you emotionally. And if you're
yes,
watching the movie and you're not affected emotionally, you're gonna be like, okay, you can like kind of nitpick it and get like super technical and be like, okay, it's not a great performance, but that it's getting you the emotional point that you want, so it's working. I
yeah,
that's where it's like, if
yes,
it's not working for you, it's not working for you. But to me, it works for me, and also I like the character.
hmm
I like all these guys,
hmm
so I have no problem
Yeah.
with him. It's not. Also, I think like the way that he's having to. It's a very hard thing for him to do. Talk about him
yes.
being a young. He's filming this twice. It's like he's filming to tennis balls and stuff. I think I'll give a little more leeway on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But if it works for me emotionally, and that's really all that matters to me.
Spider, Jack Champion as Spider, I think kind of obviously gives maybe the weakest performance in the film, right? Which is tough when he has the most to do, basically out of any of the children characters in the
And
film,
he's not
certainly.
blue.
And he's also not blue. Like it's like that's
Yeah.
just Jack
There's
Champion,
no
right?
shield.
So that's yeah, there's no shield exactly. So all of that's kind of tough, but also like James Cameron is a really good filmmaker. This movie's really excellent. So like even like his performance is like weaker compared to Lowak, who also has a lot to do. I forget the actor that plays Lowak.
Britton Dalton.
Yeah, Bretton Dalton, who I think is like maybe giving a stronger performance as the other
He's
child,
incredible. He's
right?
incredible.
But James Cameron is such a good filmmaker, and the scenes are so strong. And I think that the writing is so strong that it
Yes.
protects it. Yes, that it
Yeah,
protects
no.
it, and it makes it that it still makes it all really
Yeah.
strong, even if his performance isn't as
There's a
strong as
there's a
hers.
scene where Quaritch is like, well, that was awkward or something. A line that in any other fucking blockbuster wouldn't work or whatever. But I think the movie is so powerful that it's like there's kind of this like it doesn't like he can do it's like I don't know, I don't really know how to put it into words, but there's like a thing where like things that wouldn't if you take it out of the fucking equation. If
Mhm.
you're just like look at it like at a singular like it's bad or it might not be the greatest thing, but it works in like context of everything. It does. I think it works. I don't really have an issue with a lot of these things because of everything around it making it work. Even if like you would look at it at a different angle and it wouldn't, I think it does work in context of everything.
James Cameron has always been criticized for his dialogue.
Yeah.
I think that James
Yeah.
Cameron has always kind of been respected, but maybe underrated as a writer because
Mhm.
he's an excellent like at like structuring stories. In terms
Yeah.
of specifically like Hollywood
Situational.
movies, like blockbusters, there's nobody in the world that is as good as structuring the narrative. I think as him
Yeah.
in a screenplay. But a lot of people like I've really criticized Titanic. Like I don't think he was even nominated when Titanic came out for screenplay, and that was because like the dialogue is so corny, but it's iconic.
Oh,
You know, that's the
yo,
thing. It's very
it's
iconic.
amazing movie.
And I think so that's like something that's always been carried with him. I don't really mind his dialogue. I think it's very iconic. He's as a knack
Yeah.
for it's simple, but I think it makes that's why
Well,
it's strong.
the
It's
thing
just like
is,
I don't.
right? This is the thing with Avatar 2. We're talking broad myth stories,
Mhm,
right? I specifically think when the Tolkien are talking, right? It's
mhm,
super simple. It's like fucking like they talk in the most simple way, but it's because it's translated, right? We're talking about
Yeah.
Navi translated
yeah.
dialogue that people in China, people wherever are connecting with it. And I think that's like you have to keep that in mind when we're talking
Yeah.
about these broad stories where it's like we're writing in a way that anyone can understand. And I think
Mhm,
that's such a big part of these Avatar franchises is that it is stories and it is words that transcend language and transcend culture. And that's such
yes.
a big part
Yeah.
of these
Avatar transcends
movies
culture.
is it's like it's like bringing people together from different worlds and having a relationship, having a connection, having an emotional feeling that transcends like universes and shit. It's like that's such a big rooted part of it. So when the dialogue is broad, I think it's so like intact with everything that's going on here. And again, it comes back to is it emotionally effective? And it is. So I think I don't have an issue with it again, but
Truth
it
nuke.
works for me. I just think people get really
Yeah, I think you summed up the strengths of the screenplay pretty well
This
there.
that specific line that Owen brought up, or maybe it was Kevin. I think it was Owen. That the Quaritch was like, well, this is awkward, right?
yeah.
The
Mhm.
reason why I think it to me works at Avatar, and it maybe would be very resistant to it in a Guardians of the Galaxy movie,
Right, right,
right?
right.
Is that it's not ironic, it's not making fun of the situation.
Hmm.
It's Quaritch, the character, is saying that earnestly. He's
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
he's making a joke to the other characters in the movie, right? He's
Yeah.
being a
Yeah.
little silly. He's not making a joke to the audience. He's not
No.
looking at the
Yeah.
audience and like, well, this is ironic. He's
Yeah.
like, he's cutting. It's the movie is not ironic, right?
No.
There's
Yeah.
no irony in any of the situations.
It's
Um,
super sincere.
it's super
Yeah.
sincere. It's like sweet on the teeth, right? Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to move on from Spider though.
No.
Oh yeah,
Keep
you have
talking.
much more to
Keep
say, I'm
talking about
sure.
Monkey Boy.
Oh, Monkey Boy. I don't dislike his character. I
Yeah.
have some individual personal. I'm struggling with
Okay.
his character arc in this film, and I want to talk to you guys about it.
Right, right, right. He can breathe.
I don't think that Spider had to become a Navi because he does in this movie. He just literally
Yeah.
becomes Navi in this movie. He has a
Mhm.
little
Yeah.
what is it? A
I
Tulu,
forgot what they're called.
like a Tulu, like a Neuralink in the back of his
It's
head.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
breathes water. He's able to connect with the spirit tree. He is he is completely integrated into their culture, like
Mhm.
entirely completely integrated into the Navi culture to the point where he is Navi, like he's accepted
Yeah.
into the spirit realm. He's the ancestors see him as Navi.
Yeah.
I really do not think that should have been his character arc. I think that's kind of
Mhm.
ridiculous. I don't, and the real world connotation to that I think is so
Sure.
crazy.
Sure.
Because like I think, because because Neytiri, her character arc is like struggling to accept Spider, right?
Mhm.
Like she has such
Yeah.
a hard time with him because
He
he
wants to
represents
kill him.
like everything that she hates. Like he's like literally Quaritch's child, you know? Like
Yeah.
he's
Mhm.
he's kind of like this physical embodiment of evil in her eyes. And like she has a really hard
Right.
time with that. And then she comes around, and I think that her arc with Spider is really beautiful individually.
Mhm.
But I
Mhm.
think Spider's broad arc is like Spider, I think, should have accepted himself as being a human being. I think that's like a human being as in like literal like a Homo sapien. And I think
Yeah.
that Spider should have his arc should have been accepting his differences between his limitations as a human and what the Navi are, and accepting like, oh, like I am different and that's okay. I can be different from you guys and we could still
But
be
I
a
think he
family.
still is different, of course. Like they didn't like he's not there's all these
He's not
scenes where he's
blue.
talking
That's
about
the only difference.
he wants to be
Yeah.
tall and he wants to be blue and he wants to be so he's not
Sure.
like but it's like
But
and it's still the same thing that I mean we're talking about Jake in his situation like
But he's in
is
all of the spaces though. There's nowhere Spider can't go now, you know?
right.
yeah.
Including the spirit realm. Like there's like
Mhm.
Yeah.
he's like literally he's in the most intimate Navi exclusive spaces that there could possibly be. He's in the spirit realm, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's like Jake, like I think that Jake and Grace, Jake Sully and
Yeah.
Grace Augustine, they were able to go there because of their incredible sacrifices that they made, right? Where like they were humans, they spent their
Mhm.
entire lives being humans, and then
Yeah.
they made like the great sacrifice. They were like, I am choosing to be with you because of I'm making a choice. Spider never had a choice. Spider was never a human. Spider was like grew up around Navi and was like, oh, I just wish I was Navi like his whole life growing up, you know,
Mhm.
without ever accepting the fact that he was a human and being okay with that. Does any of this make sense? Am I too woke?
Yeah,
Oh,
I guess. I don't
yeah,
know.
sure. But like
No,
uh
I think I probably side with you about most of it. I guess the only like choice he has is that like is he's like resistant to the choice of like being a human. Like he's resistant to
but
but
he
that's
has to
also because
live
like
like where
he
is he
associates
gonna
being
live?
human with Quaritch and not like I don't know,
Yeah.
he, like you're saying he doesn't have like human experiences to compare.
They're doing lab
Exactly.
tests on the boy. They're trying to
No,
Yeah.
take
I'm not
his
saying that he has
soul.
to go live with the RDA, Owen. But there are human that
Please.
live. There are human that don't have avatar that live full time on Pandora at
Yes.
High Rock Camp. You know,
Mhm.
it's not like
Yes. That's true.
it's
Yeah, but Norm got a body.
Norm has an avatar, but the other scientist doesn't. You know, there's like
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But
I
Yeah,
just
but I don't know that it's like I don't know. The other scientist is also like I don't know.
they
That
have
it's
they
different
have
because
like a
they're like
different
not like
like
they're
a
like
he's
there as
Tarzan.
researchers. Like Spider
Yeah.
is there as like a member of their family, you know?
He's
Like
got
it's like
bugs in his hair and he's
I
like
don't know that
in the
you
dirt.
could be like
but yeah, I guess Spider's arc was just like, oh man, I fucking wish I was Navi in the first movie. Like, oh, I wish I was like you guys. I wish I was Navi.
yeah.
And then in this one, it opens up and it's like, oh, I wish I connected to the spirit tree. And then at the end of it, it's like, you're Navi now. It's the will of Awa. And it's like,
Yeah.
I
Well, I
guess.
don't know. I think also I think it comes I think this is a big it's a big movie for Kiri, even though
Mhm.
she's not in it. It maybe is the big like she's the there's a it's confirmed like she's the narrator of the next movie if the next movie gets made and stuff like that.
Yes.
Where I think
Spoilers
ultimately
for
these
that.
5 movie like thing is like there's a like we're building up to something really big for her, and I think her relationship with Spider is so important to her character that like the will of her power comes through because she can literally whatever she really wants. So it's what she wants, is what she desires is to have Spider.
Oh, you know what?
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Where it's like
Wait. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
she is like I want Spider to breathe the air to save
Yeah.
him. And so
Yeah, you
she's
know what?
so
You're cooking.
powerful,
No
like
You're
shit.
cooking a
like
little bit.
she wills that to existence. and which because she is like
Oh man,
Awa,
it is the
right?
will of Awa. Yeah,
And she
wait,
is
fuck,
Awa.
fuck.
So
when
funny
you-
because like 2 minutes ago, 2 minutes ago, Doug literally said the will of Awa, but like as a joke, and now
no,
Owen
it's like
just said that,
she
and Doug is
is
like, "Wait,
she
you're
is
right."
so in love. She is so
No,
in
but
love,
you're
and
right.
like
It is like Kiri is like she's like the like Awa Jesus, and she
yeah.
is like physically like she was like willing. She was like please like, and she loves Spider so much. She was like,
Mhm.
please make him Navi. Basically,
Yeah.
it was like so. Yeah, it is like the fuck man. Maybe it does work. Maybe it just does work because fuck wait. As like as a piece of science fiction, maybe it actually like does work way more than I was thinking, because I was thinking about it as like a real world metaphor,
Yeah,
right? And I was
right.
like,
And
what
it's
if instead
tough
of
with the
Navi,
white
these were
kids with
black
the white
people?
kid with dreads. It's
You know what
like
I
it's
mean?
tough to like real world it.
Yeah,
Um,
that's my thing. Where I was like, this is like I don't fucking know about like because it's like
yeah.
in like a real world way, it's like you got to accept the fact that you're white, dude. You know, like you know what I mean? Like you have to
Right.
like
Yeah.
live with that,
Right.
and like
No,
you
of
have to
course.
be okay with that. You can't just be
Um,
like, I hate that I'm white. I wish I wish I was Native American so bad, bro. Why can't I be indigenous? God, fuck. Because that's what he's basically doing the whole. That's
right.
what Spider's doing the whole time.
Right.
And I'm thinking like, I don't know, like you, like I wish your arc was being like okay with being white, you know. Um,
Right.
so I don't, but like as a piece of science fiction, that's so fucking powerful, actually.
Yeah.
I
Oh no.
mean,
I mean the scene where she's like like because when he's it's like he's not he can't breathe and we can't be doing this for 2 more movies where he's like needs his pack every 2 minutes. And there's this whole scene where her learning to use her powers basically through love and basically being like, my love is so strong that I'm learning how to do these things that I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm just loving so hard right now that
yeah,
like his life is saved, and it has these like
yeah,
repercussions that she's not like obviously good in control of or aware of. Like he grows the thing and he's able to connect to the spirit world and stuff like that. But like she's like giving him like this stuff is growing inside of him now because she's
Yeah.
just like loves him so much.
I thought this
fuck.
movie was so romantic. I
No,
was
this movie's so
Oh,
good.
I mean, there's
I
so
thought the
much.
movie was
There's
like
so
so
many relationships and
when
people just like,
Neytiri the whole movie is just like my Jake. She's just
oh
like
yeah,
every
oh
time
I
she
mean,
sees him, she's like my Jake, and then she like
Yeah.
she like gets mad at him, and she's like, "You're wasting time." But she's
Oh,
like,
this is
she
like
just
the
keeps
most
doing things 'cause she
heterosexual
loves him
movie
so
ever
much.
made.
I'm like, I was like, this is really sweet.
Yeah.
It's-
James Cameron's such a funny filmmaker, like because of his personal sentiments, like bleeding into the
yeah,
film, where it's like James Cameron loves women, like not in like a weird way, and like a
sure.
but that was a weird way to put it, but you know what I mean, like
no,
in like
no,
a
yeah.
like
Like
he,
really, there's like a famous. I'd have to find it, but there's a very famous James Cameron quote about loving like really strong, independent women.
yeah, and that's
And
like
it's very
yeah,
clear in his filmmaking. Even with Varang, it was
yeah,
this very
Yeah.
strong,
he
independent
loves
like leader.
he loves like these strong independent women, but
Yeah.
then also like he defaults back to like this heterosexual like very traditional gender norms
Yes.
shit.
Yeah, I
Like he
know.
like
There's a lot
defaults
of that
so
in this
hard back to
movie.
that all the time. So it's like
Yeah.
it's an interesting balance where he's like, oh, I love like strong independent women. Like all the women in the movie are like they like these powerful
Mhm.
like fierce warriors, and then also
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
but they're all subservient to their men.
Yeah, at the same time, she's like, I would never talk bad about you in front of her.
And it's like okay.
It's like it's weird. It's like you have to. I don't know. It's weird to say it's like the most romantic movie because like half the time she's literally just like, yeah, I'm gonna do everything my husband tells me. But
Yeah, and
like,
Neytiri
But
gets
there is
referenced
like
to as as like
she's
her
got a fight.
woman,
She's
as
got
the
like an
woman.
eternal
yes,
battle part of
yeah,
that too, where she's like, whatever Taruk Matu, like, she has that kind of
yeah,
like, there's like a kind of a fight back of like, I will do what you say, but like I'm not fucking buying what
yeah.
you're
But then on
putting
top of
down.
that,
It's
there's
just
also like a scene where Renal is like giving birth, and it's like her and Neytiri, like
it's
just like you know what
unreal
I mean?
fucking
It's like
scene.
it's so the opposite of
Yeah.
I don't know.
Their relationship's really interesting too. There's a lot of back and forth with them kind
Yeah.
of.
Even in
There's
death,
so
you
much.
argue with me. Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
she says.
There's this movie's packed to the brim with shit where like it's
right.
3 hours long and it's too short.
Yeah,
Like there's
I mean,
so
so
like
many
it's like
ideas.
Yeah,
There's
let me ask you this: who's a character that you wish got more story in this movie compared to
Kiri,
how much they actually did?
but I always want Kiri to have more story.
Yeah, no,
I just
that's
want to
um
get to the end of what her deal
you
is.
have to pick a different
yeah,
answer, Doug.
yeah,
You can't say Carrie. You have to pick someone else.
No, for sure, Varang. I wish we got more Varang.
Yeah,
I wish we got more of like what her deal was. Because listen, Varang, I think an incredible performance. Una Chaplin, like phenomenal, like
yeah,
so amazing. And I think Varang, like I mean, everybody's talking about. Everybody's been talking about. She looks
yep,
amazing. Body
yep,
T. No, she looks fucking awesome. Like she looks so fucking awesome. Uh, but she's a pretty simple character. You know, we get like
sure,
two scenes
mhm.
and just to like get like an idea of what her deal is, and then she kind of
yeah.
like disappears basically.
Yeah,
um
I'd say um this is more of like anticipation leading up to the movie than it is the actual events of the movie because now watching the movie, I don't think you technically need more of this, but my hope leading up to the movie was that there'd be more of David
Yeah,
Thewlis
that
in
was
the
what I was gonna
oh,
movie.
say.
he's one
And
scene,
and
yeah.
it's a pretty minor part of the movie and like I thought all of like that like the Wind Tribe was going to be like
Really
way
cool.
more
Yeah,
significant to the
Yeah,
movie than they
I'm
that's like a
are.
marketing
interested.
mistake, I think.
I'm
Yeah.
interested in James Cameron has like come out and said, and I mean like all those guys get fucking killed or whatever, but I'm interested like because he said like that David Thewlis like has a bigger part in the next
Did
movies.
he say that?
He did say that. I don't know.
I thought he died.
Well, that's
I
what,
thought he died too.
but like that. If he is dead, are we talking spirit realm shit? Like, because I don't know, but
True.
because I think when you're, I think like when James Cameron talked about the casting of David as like a important casting, and like it's one of those things where like we're setting the seeds up for him in his movie, but he will be more prominent in the next because he's like there's confirmation like he signed a 3 picture deal. Like James Cameron said, he's going to be a bigger part in the next movies. Who
Well,
knows what the fuck's going to
also
happen? But it's interesting because I assumed he would be more prominent in this movie. Then like it's like, oh, did he just fucking die? And now it's like interesting because I'm like speculating what that means if he has a 3 picture deal and James Cameron's like he's a bigger part of the next movies
it's
and he's possibly dead.
I have no idea what Avatar 4 is going to be about because there's also going to be a fucking time skip. There's like an 8-year
yeah.
time
And
skip.
Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah, and Michelle Yeoh is yeah.
I I I guess it's possible that we just didn't watch the ones who survive because the actual like
Is he? I don't remember if he's
you
in
know what I
like
mean?
the
Like the actual
spirit at the
crash
end.
that happens is just like the one
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
he
were
could
like
be
3
alive.
ships.
He
So
could
there
be
could
and
alive.
there's like multiple ships traveling together. So I'm like, maybe it's just like maybe he's just fine, like he just got
Yeah,
away and
he's
like
either alive
but
in
it's
the
also
next
like weird
movie
to me that they
or
would like
he's in the
go
spirit realm in the next movie. That's a big part of the next
yeah.
movie.
I think it's weird that like Barang would like crash the one ship and they would like go down and like start celebrating and then just like let everybody else get away. I don't you know what I mean? Like I feel like they would just like keep, but maybe that doesn't
I
matter. I
mean,
don't know.
the Sully's escape. Like people, I'm sure people could have escaped.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Sure, yeah. He could have also just crashed and like survived and then like got
Yeah,
away.
he could have. I mean, he could have like we don't even know. They could have had an abandoned ship kind of
Right.
situation, like
yeah, yeah.
plan or
Yeah.
something. Yeah,
It's
They don't
very
even really show
easy
it.
to.
Um,
Yeah, unless we
yeah.
saw his fucking neck get snapped, I'm like, we could speculate that
yeah.
he's
That's also
alive.
the thing. Unless somebody dies on screen,
Yeah.
you just have to assume they're alive. If you don't see their ass in the spirit realm at the end of the movie, you just got to assume they're alive, straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Well, there's another like this I guess this is minor, but I was like it like very quickly the one like brother dies.
yeah,
And that's like kind of a thing where like in the last movie they like bullied everybody and then in this movie they're like kind of like make up and they're friends and I'm like, "Oh, that's
and
sweet."
they
And then
just
he
get
just like kind
fucking
of dies like really
shot.
quickly like for 2 seconds and then he's just like in the spirit realm and I'm like, "Wait, that kind of sucks." I was like, "Wait, I kind of
Yeah,
like I kind of wish we like I don't know. I guess they have a moment in this movie, but I kind of wish they had even like
Yeah, they do
another
have a
one.
moment.
I'm like,
there is so much grief in this movie that all the people who die at the end, there's no time to grieve them yet.
yeah,
We can grieve them later, but there's like it's kind of it is like there's almost a it's kind of hard to remember who dies because
yeah,
some people die quickly, and we don't really get like time to be like, okay, this person died, and it's just it fucking they're in the spirit realm all of a sudden.
Yeah, I guess I was just interested because it's like they do like when Renal dies, it's like it's a
Yes,
pretty
that's a
significant
big
scene in the movie, and it's not to say that like she's not a significant character, but the movies are like
Kate
these last
Winslet.
two movies are so focused on the children that I feel like I feel like one of the kids dying
Right.
is like even if it's not their kids, like one of them dying would also be like
Yeah. It's just
given some
it's
amount of
just there's you can
significance. I
only
don't
put
know.
so much in a movie. It's
Sure,
tough. It's
yeah,
like
it's tough. It's
it's
I mean the movie is
so
also
many
over 3 hours
characters,
long.
so many yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
it's like but I think that's
Um,
it's a good sign, I guess, too much good stuff, right? We're
yeah,
like there's you
we
want more, and that's why there's gonna be more movies, hopefully.
I guess in like talking about the yeah, we'll talk about if there will be more movies maybe at the
Right,
end. But
right, right.
I guess in talking about like how long the movie is, right? And obviously the three of us were having a good time the entire time, I imagine. But
Yeah.
what were like the kind of significant, exciting moments for you leading up to the however long it is final battle, like 45-minute
Huh.
final battle? Like what were like the scenes along the way that you were like, "Oh, this is awesome to watch."
Uh, so I mean, mm,
Mhm.
I'll say yeah, I like David Thewlis. I think I really liked him, and I'm excited to see more of him. I think he's like such an interesting actor. I Getting like a really specific guy like that,
Great voice.
yeah, as a
Yeah.
Navi is so interesting. I'm really I just think there's so stuff like that and stuff like Varong. That's also why I'm reminded of the Star Wars prequels because like the Star Wars prequels were so specific with like characters where it's like, oh, this is just a guy in the universe, and it's like, oh, this guy exists in no other universe. Or is there a guy like this?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I think like Avatar like taps into that a little bit too. So yeah, David Thewlis and Barung. I loved Eddie Falco and Giovanni Ribisi in this movie, and I love the
Yes.
RDA base. I wish we could have spent
Yeah,
more
they
time on the RDA base. That's an
Yeah.
incredible setting. Like the whole Kiri riding around in there. That's and like Jake getting
Hereditary.
arrested. I love
oh,
that. That got to be the whole
Yeah.
movie.
oh,
It was
man.
amazing. Like
That was my favorite
Yeah,
part of the movie, I think.
Ian Dr. Ian Garvin's whole, like,
Yeah.
yeah,
that sequence, even, Jake Sully in the jumpsuit
and
was,
that
like, kind of
jumpsuit.
iconic
Yeah.
look there. He's got, like, his hair in this movie. I mean, he looks insane with, like, he's got the scars and the jumpsuit, and I really like there's a scene, oh, I don't know why, but this scene that comes to mind. I love Loak is out and he's sunburnt and he's got like this
Mhm.
like thing on his head, and then like there's like these like squids come and attack him. There's a
Yeah.
really cool big screen moment of him like getting attacked by these squids, and then his friends in the and all come and help him, and there's all the water stuff continues to be amazing.
Well, I
uh,
love those like little squids because the implication is like those are also the will of Ava. Like those are like
mhm,
like
mhm.
directly like deep sea
Yeah.
creatures that are like when they go
Yeah,
to the surface, it's like an AWA thing. It's like it's the spirits coming to judge
yeah.
you.
Mhm,
Um
mhm. Which
that's
leads to
swag as fuck.
a really amazing moment later. All the Kiri stuff at the end where she's like super powered up and stuff
Yeah.
is fucking
Yeah,
amazing.
well the idea that the squids are like the soldiers of God.
Yeah.
Like what?
It rules. It's really great.
Yeah.
What do you guys
Um,
think about when he goes to like when Quaritch, I mean, goes to the like volcano like ash
mhm.
place and uh talks to Varang and
Uh
everything.
Oh, God, I wish we got. That's my thing. I really do wish that we got more Barong, or
Mhm.
Varang,
But
in the
she's
film.
alive still, right?
Yeah, she's alive.
Yeah,
Yeah, she doesn't die at the
yeah,
end.
yeah, she just
Kiri just
leaves.
scares her
I
off.
feel like we'll see more of her in 10 years. I think we
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I just because it's like we got like not a lot of the Ash clan. We like don't really get their vibe a whole lot.
Yeah, they're actually I will say those guys are terrifying.
No, they're
Like the
scary.
scene where the kids are looking and they're like scalping the like that shit is
Yeah.
really like for I don't know. There's a lot of like kind of stuff where it's like this is scary. This is a
I think it
really
really pushes like the
terrifying.
PG-13ness
Oh
of it all.
definitely.
There's a lot of like
Um
the sneaky nipple in the movie also.
yeah, right. But I don't. I think that scene is like, it is really. Oh, we got to get out of here. Like it's like, and you're kind of like, okay, they're gonna get. It really pushes that. Like, there's a lot of like guns to little kids' heads and shit. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Do you
It-
so Barang's things that she like tortures other Navi
Yeah.
by connecting their like neuroband like Tulus,
yeah.
right? I saw some social media reactions where people were saying that's a sexual thing. Like the movie. I don't agree with that. What do you guys think?
I I kind of get what like why that's the reaction.
Because I I know it's like a meme where it's like, oh, like the Navi fuck by like connecting their like
Yeah.
their head tails, right? And because that's what like Kiri and Jake do in the first movie when they have sex, that they do that. I don't think
Jake
that's
and
I
Neytiri.
Oh,
oh
that
He
Neytiri.
doesn't
No,
he doesn't have sex with his daughter.
Jake and
So
Neytiri. No, yeah, sorry. Jake and Neytiri in the first film. That's how like when they have sex, they do that.
mm,
I don't think that's a sexual thing though. I think it's like a really intimate thing, maybe.
mhm.
But I don't, so I never while watching the
Yeah,
movie a
I
few
don't.
times, I never clocked like what Varong was doing with the tails as like a sexual thing, like a act of sexual violence, I should say. But
I guess I kind of did. I
okay,
don't know. Not
interesting.
maybe not like while I was watching the movie, but I saw someone like make a joke about it on social media after, and I was like, yeah, that does happen. It's like, yeah, I guess
I mean,
I don't
I
know.
think, I mean, maybe not that specifically, but there is a lot of stuff with the Quaritch stuff. There's a lot of like
Right.
sexual
It's
violence in that kind of dynamic.
yeah.
Um, I
And I
maybe
think
not as much, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I think, but with her character especially, I think there is like that. I think that lens is fair to read.
yeah, it's also just like, I don't know. I think all of the imagery that could be interpreted that way is also just like able to be interpreted as this is like a power thing. Like it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, you know what I mean? Like every time she does that to someone, they like
Yeah, they're like
fall to
on
their
their
knees.
knees. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like so I don't
The
know.
POV, she's like tripping out, like or like the
Right.
that shit is crazy in IMAX. Like that shit looks insane.
Oh yeah, I wanted to say this
Yeah, we
too.
did want to talk about that too, I guess, huh?
So you saw in IMAX and Kevin's
IMAX 3D, yeah.
IMAX 3D.
Yeah.
Kevin saw you saw it in Dolby, Kevin?
Yes, twice in Dolby 3D.
Dolby 3D. I saw it in Dolby 3D. So you and me definitely saw it in like the variable high frame rate to get into.
Mm.
Okay, I have beef with some annoying people online that think they're fucking smarter than they are
Right.
about shit. Where I saw, I don't even know if I should say this. Somebody was saying that the movie isn't variable frame rate. It is. They were saying that it's not because the whole movie is in a 48 frames per second container. If you're watching it on variable frame rate, I was wondering, like, Owen, were you watching it variable frame rate? Could you tell? Sometimes you can't tell.
Yeah, I think I feel like I definitely could tell.
Because I know, like, some IMAX, all the Dolby 3Ds are, and some IMAXs are, and some aren't. That's why.
It definitely felt like there were scenes where, and even at the beginning, it was like it was an adjustment period that like my eyes had to do to the
Okay,
movie.
then you
There was
probably
like when
were,
they
yeah.
start fucking flying, I was like,
The
whoa!
very first scene in
Yeah.
the movie is in
It
high
is
frame
them
rate.
flying.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
geez, man.
Yeah.
But your eyes get used to it. And
The movie is in variable frame rate. It's a 48 frames per second container, but sometimes the frames are doubled for some scenes that not only emulate, it is identical to 24 frames per second. It is not like it is not. No, it's technically no. It is identical. It is variable frame rate. There is no meaningful difference at all to it being one container at 48 frames per second, or like literal actual separate like 48 frames and then 24 frames files. Doubling frame is literally identical. No meaningful difference. People acted like there is a meaningful. Anyways, it annoys me. Anyways, the first time I watched it, I was kind of I didn't like the high frame rate. Not that I didn't like the
Oh,
high frame rate, but
interesting.
I didn't like that it was going back and forth. Like when it because
Mhm.
it would be 24 frames per second, and then it would switch to like twice the frame rate in a scene, and it's like very like it just does like goes in and out. And I was like
Yeah.
it seems not a lot, but I was like a little jarring to me. But then like
Mhm.
the by the third time I watched it, I was
Yeah, right.
I was like, oh no, I kind of liked it. But I do think I wish that it was all in the high frame rate. I wish that he would just commit to it
Yeah.
Mm,
instead of
mm.
switching back and forth.
Here's what I'll say that's like not related to that, but just something that affects me is that because I was kind of talking about this. Yeah, I watched the movie a second time with my girlfriend, and she kind of complained after the movie. She was like, "I don't really like seeing stuff in 3D." She was like, "The 3D glasses like give me
Oh,
a
wow.
headache," and
Oh, keep her a headache.
um, and so and so I relate to this experience specifically because one thing
Do
that
you
I have
wear
to
them
undergo is
over
that I wear two pairs
Yeah,
of glasses when I watch a movie in 3D. And so I'm wearing my glasses and then I'm wearing my I think I talked about this when we talked about the way of
yeah.
water, but I'm wearing my 3D glasses over my glasses. So
Mm.
it's like it's like already, you know what I mean? Like if the frame rate is like bothering you, like you're like thinking about, it's like I'm already like fighting a battle the entire time I'm watching the movie. Where it's like
Right.
my like for 3 hours when an Avatar movie comes out, like I'm
Yeah.
making the sacrifice that for this 3 hours I'm going to have a headache while I'm watching the movie. But I like it so much that I'm just gonna like pretend it's not there.
Okay.
And so
It
that's like a, does that make sense? It's like
No, that
I'm
makes sense.
already kind of
Yeah.
like it's already a different experience for me to watch one of these movies and that's why I really
They
like
get
personally don't
3D
seek out
glasses.
movies in 3D to begin with. Like
Mhm.
I'm not watching movies in 3D. It's kind of a thing that I just do for
Yeah,
Avatar
yeah, I
because I
mean,
like
because you have
it.
to see the Avatar movies in 3D.
You
Yeah,
gotta do
yeah,
it.
It
It's
is part of it.
beautiful. I don't know.
yeah,
I think it's incredible what he's able to do. And like he's talked about like he like doing like fucking these like very scientific research on like how to make the 3D experience like as beneficial to like the brain as possible and not like
Yeah, that was, like,
give you
his
a
kinda
headache and stuff.
justification for the high frame rate. Because a lot of people don't
Yeah.
like it. Just like don't
Mm.
like, kinda like what I was saying, like, found it jarring. Some people think it looks bad or whatever,
Like
but, like, that
soap
was his
opera-y.
yeah, and that was, like, his
yeah,
justification was, like, "It's better for your brain." Um,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I to me it was pretty smooth. I mean, I didn't really have like obviously I could notice when it was happening, but it never was like a mental note of like, oh, that's a. There's like very some scenes where like we come out of water and like Jake is like we're like I don't know those things are beautiful. I think it was really great scenes. So I didn't have any big complaints
yeah.
about the
Uh,
viewing.
Here's something I'd ask you guys about. We talked about Varang being like the most significant new character. We talked about some of the other new characters. We have not yet talked about how much whale action is in the movie.
Mm,
I'm
mm.
wondering if you guys have opinions about that. We get much more insight into
Oh,
their world.
the yeah the court the council
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's
people.
more than one council scene.
Yeah, I actually was like, "Oh, there's like I thought it was an adequate amount of whale." I
Yeah,
saw
people
it
were
like
talking about it being a lot. I was like, this just kind of
yeah,
seems like
I
it
saw
fits
it
in the
yesterday, and
movie.
I saw like people already saw the movie, so I was kind of hearing people were saying of the movie, and I was I don't know, I was like, "Oh, this is like the amount of whale that I would have expected." I don't know.
I was like, if anything, I'd want more.
I
Yeah.
love the new whale lore. I
Yeah,
love the
yeah,
new whale lore. That's the other thing too. God, the movie's so crazy because like this shit doesn't happen. Like like crazy, like fucking ridiculous science fiction fantasy shit
yeah.
with the whales that happens in this movie. That doesn't happen in movies, bro. It's like a comic book,
Yeah.
you
Right,
know?
right.
Like it's like
Well,
I can imagine somebody pitching at Disney for a different franchise saying like, okay, now we're gonna do space whale like court,
yeah.
and
No,
we're gonna
that is super Star Wars prequel stuff. It
yeah,
even it reminds me a little bit of like some of the stuff that goes on in Aquaman, which is very like
love
Star Wars
Aquaman.
prequel inspired.
Yes.
But yeah, I remember seeing tweets that were like, if you really like the whales and Spider, you're gonna love this movie. And I was like, oh, I love those things. Shout out, I'm ready and locked in. Yeah, I don't know. I like the whole like we are Spartacus, like we are outcasts, kind of like
Yeah.
that shit rocks. I love that. That was great. I think that was such a good moment for Loak to kind of prove himself. I love the scene where with him and Jake where they kind of have that moment because of what he's able to do and yeah, I don't know. The whales are awesome. It's really fun to see the big whale and the little, the kind of the size
Yeah.
comparison there.
It's
And
crazy that Piacon's just kind of like
he's
not
just a
that
little guy. He's just a
big.
little guy.
He's just like when like the matriarch's like, let me take the lead, and then it's like the two of them swimming together, and I'm like, man,
Oh
Five Pound's
yeah,
just like a tiny little guy.
Yeah,
Like,
so I
yeah,
love the matriarch. Like all the elder whales are like 15
yeah.
times bigger than the
yeah.
Viacon.
Well, there's a line where they're like they just don't stop growing,
Yeah.
where it's like the older ones they're just fucking gigantic because they just keep
What's the
growing.
what's the real life equivalent of that? There's an animal in is it lobster?
It
I
is
don't know.
one of those guys.
I think it is
Lobster is
lobster.
fucking infinitely
Um,
good.
well, because I went on a boat tour when I was in Maine
Or maybe
recently, and
tuna. No, it's lobster. Yeah,
the
it's
guy
lobster.
on the boat tour was talking
Yeah,
about
lobsters don't
how
start growing.
yes, exactly. The guy on the boat
Stop
tour was
growing.
talking about like the ethics of like the lobster like the lobster
Yeah,
industry in
yeah,
Maine and like everywhere else, and he was saying that they have like um that they make rules about the size like the state has laws about the size of the lobster
yeah.
you can catch, and like when you catch it you have to measure it and then like release it back into the
Yep.
water, and he says that like the biggest lobsters like we probably haven't even caught them because like at the bottom of the seafloor there's probably just like 6 foot long
Oh,
lobsters, which is just like
someone's
nuts.
got
Anyway,
that's a horror movie right there. Looking
yeah,
like this
that's
man,
it.
like it's like Jaws with like this like huge fucking lobster.
There, this is a whole different thing, but it actually does kind of relate to Avatar because I will say, like, one thing that I've always been sensitive to is like fucking animal violence. And like when I was a fucking kid,
Oh, they kill
and
the
you were in
fuck
the
out of these
grocery
guys.
store, and the
Oh,
grocery store
right,
had the
yeah.
lobster tank with like the lobsters in there, like tied
Mhm,
up. I
mhm.
would literally like I'd walk past the lobsters and I'd like talk to them and I'd be like, dude, I'm gonna save
I'm
you
gonna
guys. I'd
get
be
you
like, I
out of
need to
here!
get you guys out
I'm
of
gonna
there.
get you out of there!
And like watching this movie when they're fucking
Oh,
killing
man.
whales, I'm just like, bro, like what are
Yeah.
you showing me right now? It hurts. It hurts so much to see it in this
Yeah, but
movie.
there's I
So
mean them being these kind of pacifists and
yeah,
they have to be like you guys can't just like sit here and get shot. Like we have to there's a lot of like Jake Sully's like the whole movie is like guys we can't just like we gotta like shoot them and fucking kill them.
yeah,
Like
Well,
that's
yeah,
uh,
that's the other thing I want to talk about. One of the other things I want to talk about too was how the movie is about how you just gotta kill people, bro. It's about how pacifism doesn't work and
yeah,
how like
because they're
you
gonna
just
come and kill you.
they're gonna keep
So
coming. It's like the only answer is to go to war and win. That's the
mhm,
only possible thing. You can't
yeah,
run if where are you gonna run to? You know?
yes.
yeah.
Yeah. No, it is super I mean it is like
True.
these movies are very much like the there's the colonialism and how you have yeah we have to they have to fight back and yeah it's very interesting especially like we get to the Navi down to the freaking the whales down to everybody who's getting attacked in this kind of unjust way from the sky people, right?
Yeah, I mean, in the first movie, it was so devastating
Hmm.
when the tree falls. Because
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, we're feeling bad about trees, we're feeling bad about whales, we're feeling bad, you know.
Yeah, every little there's so many great
Or in the first movie when Jake kills the one of the dogs and Neytiri freaks out on him and it's like, no. No.
yeah, no, I mean, but it's the everyone is kind of connected with Awa there, which is interesting. I mean, we didn't get into this yet, but I think the stuff about faith, there's a lot of faith talk in this movie that's really interesting to me. There's some really good stuff with Jake and Natiri, where Jake's like, what are you praying for? We're just gonna like shoot these guys, and the
Yeah,
way that like the battle of faith, and then you have Varang, who is like, fuck Awa, like I'm gonna do it my way, which is interesting, especially like in this world where like Awa so obviously exists.
Well, that's
Still
yeah.
reject Awa is really interesting, and like be like Awa never helped me. I know Awa's exists. I know Awa's real, but like your goddess doesn't fuck with, I don't fuck with her, and we have this like there's like a beef with God thing going on there, which is
Yeah.
really
yeah.
interesting. That character is really interesting. And I think that's why I think I want to see more of her. But I think because of her like beef with God and like, but
It's
That's
it's
what's
very interesting. I don't know.
it's interesting. I was thinking about this so much because there's that scene where Kiri sees the face of Awa.
Mhm, mhm.
Crazy. great.
I love that's such a beautiful scene where Spider comes in and Toot comes in and they gotta like pull them together. That's
Yeah.
so great. Them all putting their it's
And
really
the
and then
literally the face of actually a
yeah.
Yeah.
crazy.
It's crazy.
Um,
Well, two things. I mean, one on the subject of violence, it's like it's nuts that there's just like kind of essentially what I guess I mean, you could probably ascribe this to like a million different things, but like my immediate thing was like there's kind of just like they just like do Iran Contra in this where they're like they just
yeah,
like the US military literally just like gives guns to to someone else to like kill people. I'm like that's
to
kind
the
of a
natives.
crazy thing to
Yeah,
put
they're
in the
like, yeah,
movie.
we're gonna, yeah,
So that's like nuts. And then also, yeah, I don't know. I guess the spirituality thing's interesting because it's interesting to think about like this world where spirituality, like it's like you're like praying to a god that you like know exactly like that there's proof exists. Like
Yeah.
it's like you like literally get to go to the spirit world. Like it's like you it's like imagine
It's like you just
imagine
call.
just going to heaven. Like imagine just like literally like when
Just
someone
checking
dies in
in.
real life, you're just like, I'm going to heaven to like go hang out with my with my dead relative.
it
Like,
shifts the idea of faith where it turns. It's not like, oh, I have faith that Awa is real because Awa is
Yeah.
real. It is. And I have faith that Awa will provide. I have faith that
Mhm,
Awa will help me and look over me. Right.
yeah.
It's like you know, which is
Yeah, and
interesting.
then when Awa does not provide in the way that you want, there's this like turn with the fire people and kind of this rejection of that way of life down to the point of not even living in kind of this beauty and this in the kind of nature where it's all kind of burnt down and you're living in this like shithole, but it's a rejection of the way of life that Awa provides, where it's like you're living in ash and you burnt all this down because it's a rejection of that God that you do not um you know not believe in, but there's a battle there, right?
Yeah, it's like because you can't not believe in Awa. It's not about not believing it, but it's like
Yeah.
not about not believing in Awa. It's about like fighting against Awa. It's like, oh, like
Yeah,
sure,
it's like,
obviously
this
we
is a
believe in
thing
Awa,
that's
but it's like I
true,
hate
but I
you. You know?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah, it's
hate,
like it's a thing
and
that's
there's a
true,
lot
but
of
you can't,
hate
like,
in this
do something.
movie.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. I mean, Materia is like, I hate them. There's a very, like, she's very strong and aggressive, and she wants to kill Spider, and she has to go through this whole arc of the hate that she feels and the grief leading to hate. And then there's this beautiful scene where she's washing off the makeup and the war paint, and she
Yes.
looks down and she's got the red war paint.
She's got blood on her hands.
She's got blood
She
on her
looks down and
hands.
she has blood on her hands.
And she runs, and it's so beautiful,
Oh,
and kind of it kind of not mimics, but parallels to when Tam dies, and Loras got the
And
blood on
Loak
his
has
hands,
actually blood on his hands.
and she
I had
runs,
all of
and
this written
she's like,
down.
please don't kill Spider, because if Spider would have died, there would have been another kind of, she would have taken that as her
Yes.
blood on her hands, and that's her fault, and she led to that. And
this scene is the I'm gonna say something really crazy. I'm gonna say something so crazy here. Okay, are you guys ready for this?
Let's do it.
This is the best scene in James Cameron's filmography. Straight up.
Wow.
I know straight up like this like the scene that you're describing right now, Owen. I think this is the best scene in James Cameron's filmography.
Right.
It is so strong. It's a parallel to The Binding of Isaac from not the video game, The Binding of Isaac, as in like Attica Genesis 22.
Right.
Where Abraham is ordered to
we could
sacrifice his son
clarify.
Isaac, right? And then doesn't, because it's the will of God.
Yeah.
Right? And
No, he's literally like, I'm gonna, the knife, wherever Awa wants the knife to go, the knife will go.
yes.
And then he fucking does. And you hear it. You hear like it's like a fucking noise that's made, and you're like, oh, they just fucking stab Spider.
Bro,
what the fuck?
A woman. The second time I watched it, a woman in our theater. The second time I watched it, we were in like a soul. It was fucking packed. And a woman like in our theater, like she screamed. You're like, ah! Like she screamed.
It's like, oh, they just fucking
someone
Spider.
screamed in my second showing.
the
So
fuck?
the second time I watched it, someone like freaked out.
I mean, really amazing filmmaking to the point of like, you have to like show the blade not in him to like really get
Yeah.
clarification that you
The other
didn't just
thing is, like,
stab
it
that
does
little
such a
boy.
good job. It does such a good job, like, leading up to it where I'm like, this like, I would have never thought that he could do it, like, in my head, but, like,
Right, but
all the
they
way leading up
really
to it, I'm like, "Damn, he might actually do it." You know what I mean? Like, there's, like, several moments there where, there was the first time I was watching it, there was a moment there where I accepted it. I was like, "Oh, Spider's literally just gonna die." Like, I was like,
he's just
he might actually do it." Like, it toes that line, like, way
yeah.
better than I thought it would because
Well,
you kinda don't think that Jake would ever do
Jake
that.
is so fucking sad that
Yeah,
he has to do this, and when he's come to the point where it's like, this is the only option.
yeah.
Like, it is horrible, and it is but, like, it's just the decision has to be
Yeah.
like, that has to be made.
Also, uh, speaking of, like, the big ideas of the movie, since we kinda were talking about war and
Mhm.
religion or spirituality, I guess is a better word. Um, do you think there's anything interesting in this movie about being a Marine? That was something I was thinking about
Interesting.
before because they're like both. I guess it's more like a character arc thing than a theme thing. But it's like
Yeah.
Jake and Quaritch are both like people who have served in the U.S. military, and then
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
have like very different fates, and like the way that like somebody who goes through U.S. military service like enters this world
Well, that
Yeah.
was
and
their whole both of their
treats
whole
it
lives
completely.
were also the
Yeah,
military.
yeah. I don't know. I just think it's interesting to think about. I don't know if I have like a exact takeaway from it, but I think it's interesting to think about like Jake being seen as this like traitor to the
Uh-huh.
United States, and I don't know. I don't know that the movie like meaningfully explores anything, but I think it's interesting that in real life the United States is kind of like the country themselves are like traitors to veterans, right? And
Yeah.
so it's like for
Yeah,
someone
and
to
that's
go through
part of Jake's
U.S.
thing
Yeah,
as also because Jake is a
yeah,
disabled veteran at the beginning of Avatar.
right. And so for him to like for
Which
that to
also, like,
come full
don't forget
circle
that
here,
Jake's
where
in a
he's like,
wheelchair at the beginning of disabled veteran,
yeah,
like,
but like
yeah.
for him to like in this movie, just like I don't know, like try to convince Quaritch of like the world that's like there.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think it's interesting because he's like fully accepted like a life in this world that is like
Yeah.
so much better than the one that was provided for him.
I think the stuff with Quaritch is really interesting because ultimately this is like Quaritch clone. He's got the memories of a dead man, but he's still like caged by the marine cycle and the rules, and I think the following of those rules to the point of not really even what is right or what is wrong or what you believe, but what is
Yeah,
the tradition and what is the rule and what is told to you
it's
and kind of
crazy because it's like I know people like that. Like I
yeah.
know people, and granted, I'm not very good friends with these people anymore, but I know people who like I grew up with who went on to like do military service and
Yep.
like the speed in which that like they get brainwashed into thinking that everything they're doing is like good. It's like I don't, again, maybe I'm fucking crazy, but I personally like if I had to fucking like aim a gun at someone, like I don't know that I'd be able to like do that and be like, yeah, everything I'm doing is just right now. You know what I mean? But like
Mhm.
people I know like do just like
Yeah,
think
I
like
not
that,
not
where
to
it's like there
justify
is no,
not to
yeah,
justify it, but that's like when you do military service and the way that like you're kind of like pretty closely involved to people getting killed, right?
right,
It's
yes,
like you have to do like this like twisted internal logic where it's like you're dehumanizing the other side. Where you're like no,
right,
these are the bad guys, or whatever. Because like if you
Yeah.
don't, you're gonna go crazy, you know.
right.
Like so,
Okay.
I understand it a little
Yeah,
bit.
I
I'm
know
not like, but yeah.
there's a
No,
lot
I
of
mean I'm not like
complexities in him, especially where we are now, where he is blue and big and he has and he's being offered, to 'cause there's a lot I love the stuff with Jake and Quartz in this movie where they have to kind of play play friendly and they have to work together. I think that's really great. It's always I mean there's a kind of classic, hero villain has to work together trope there that it always
yeah,
is fun and interesting. But I think especially here where he has the Navi body and he doesn't he could he could work, he could be Sully, he could be Team Sully, and there's an
Yeah,
acceptance
he
from
could be
Jake.
Vegeta. That's what people keep saying. They keep bringing up the Vegeta. Do you guys know Vegeta's character arc in Dragon Ball?
No.
Only like as vaguely as I've heard my friends talk about
So
it before.
Vegeta is one of the main characters in Dragon Ball Z. He in the first season, he's the big villain. He's the
Yeah.
foil
Right.
to Goku. This is so
Right,
fucking
yes.
nerdy. He's the foil to Goku, like how Courage is the foil to Jake, right? He's the
Yeah.
foil
Yeah.
to Goku, and Vegeta is like stronger than Goku, and Vegeta is like he's gonna win, but then he gets defeated because of teamwork and stuff. Similar to
Yeah.
this movie, also.
Yeah,
But
Sully stick together.
right, and then like season 2, like Vegeta's recovering and they're on a different planet, and he's like still kind of the bad guy, but then by the time season 3 comes around, he's like they have to work together to defeat the greater good, and like now like Vegeta's like eventually
With
like
the
is
defeating the greater good.
fully integrated into being the good guy or defeating the greater evil, sorry. And then like Vegeta's like fully integrated into like he's like Goku's best friend, and like he has like a
Yeah.
human wife, and like now they're like he's the good guy, and that's what people keep saying is
Yeah.
like that's like going to be
I mean,
Corge's
we're
arc.
building up to two things. He either, well, he's not dead. There's no way he's dead.
He's not dead.
But
No, yeah.
Not
but
dead.
we're building up to he either is Team Sully or he dies fucking with not fucking. He dies with the like the US military like for them basically.
There are two paths for Quaritch.
Yeah.
It's either Vegeta or Darth Vader. And I don't think there's
Yeah.
any other path. It's going to
No.
be very close to one of those. Right?
Yeah.
Whether or not by the
Yeah.
time Avatar 5 rolls around that he's like fully like good guy.
And
like, odd
I
best
really,
friends.
I mean, I
like-
hope I do kind of hope he like, because he's so, I think when he's working with Team Sully, I'm like, this rocks. Like, he's so funny in this movie.
he's the
so
MVP of the
fun.
movie. Yeah.
Stephen Lang is amazing,
Yes.
and like
Yeah.
I hope the best for Quaritch, because I think especially like because now he's like clone Quaritch, and like he doesn't have to like follow
That
the dead.
internal struggle is so interesting to me.
And him
Yeah.
and Spider, he like gives him a fucking hamburger, and like their relationship, and
Do they have fast what's the food restaurant?
Yeah, why was it like wrapped up like that? Like who is packaging the food?
No, like, do you think that they have like a Burger King like regional
Like an
manager?
on-base,
Did they put
like
him
a
in
cafeteria?
cryo sleep and Mitch like ship him out to RDA to manage a Burger King?
There's
the
a
RDA
lot of
base.
people at that.
no,
camp.
no, they got
There were a
those
lot of
crazy
people.
like iPhone 30s and shit. Like
Yeah,
there's
love
people
that part.
there.
I loved when it like showed their fucking like they're all just holding up the screens.
Yeah, I would assume like there's people or there's some sort of like food chain. Like they gotta have some
Yeah.
food there. Like they can't be eating astronaut food all day. Like
No, yeah,
I-
but do you think did they ship out like Burger King regional managers to run like a franchise on Pandora? Like, because it looked like a burger,
Listen.
like it looked like a Whopper.
hey, they're trying to
Yeah.
like colonize this place. They need
Yeah.
they need
Bro, yeah,
everybody.
they
Giovanni
need
also
to-
Giovanni Ribisi literally says like, "How are we supposed to colonize Pandora if we can't even breathe the air?" Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Um,
craziness.
Just to circle back to the plot really quick before I ask you guys about the future of Avatar or whatever else we want, big picture stuff we want to talk about. I don't know if because we talked about a lot of the scenes leading up to it. Do you guys want to mention anything in that big final third act?
So,
A lot happens, I guess.
this I've seen some criticism about this that I kind of am I'm a little, what's the word? I kind of get it a little bit. It's similar-ish to what happens at the end of The Way of Water.
Sure.
It is not
Yeah,
as
sure.
it's not as tight as what happens in The Way of Water. The Way of Water, like last act, is like the greatest
Yeah,
last act
yeah.
in any movie, kind of.
That's what it's like.
Yeah,
But
it's a
we're-
lot in this movie.
It's there's so much, like just
yeah.
there's a lot going on, bro.
So many threads have to like be I don't know. It's just like you want everybody to like have a moment in this giant showdown, and so that has to happen for a lot of people, and I don't know that The Way of Water like needs to do it for as many people, and also that's like it's a little bit neater at like connecting those people to like having their moments together, whereas like in this one everybody kind of like
The Way of Water is really
has one.
perfect also because of the spatial logic of the filmmaking, where it's like it's all on the ship, and we all know
Yeah.
exactly where everybody is on the ship that's sinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas
And
like
this is
this,
like
it's
so
like
much
we're kind
going
of there's a
on.
lot.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
space
it
is
feels a little it
Yeah.
feels a
People
little
are
like
getting sucked. People
Avengers
are getting sucked
Endgame
into
where
the
it's like,
fucking
dude, where the fuck is every
yeah.
but no, I don't know. I just it's kind of chaos
It is chaos.
Yeah.
intentionally.
Yeah.
Like it's chaos and it's war and we're calling it feels very like the third Hobbit movie where they're like, let's just call everybody that is in the world because this is and
Yeah.
it's like a huge they call in all these people and there's it's it's chaos intentionally. But I feel like they give not obviously everyone can't shine, but I think the people that do get to shine are
Yeah.
worthy of that and get their moments and that I don't know. I don't have too.
Yeah.
It's also like kind of like they're like floating rocks and shit. There's so much
Right.
going on it is crazy. Um, but
Yeah, I wonder what the logic behind that is. The rocks like float, but then they also use the rocks as weapons. So it's like you know what I
yeah,
mean? It's like
it's
I
sci-fi
don't know.
bullshit. I love it. I
Sure,
don't
it
know.
does. It's not
They
important, but
explained like it was like throwaway like exposition line in the first movie how the Hallelujah Mountains work. I don't remember though. It doesn't matter.
yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't know. I think my favorite thing about it is just like, and this is such a, I don't know. I guess the most modern example of it is a version of it that I don't really care about, which is like Avengers Endgame, right?
Yeah.
But Owen mentioned like the like calling everybody up thing, and my like when I felt this even more watching it yesterday, but like when I was a kid and there's just like a giant battle sequence in a movie and they're just like, let's fucking call everybody up and like I'm like, this is kind of the coolest thing in the world to me. Like I always think the best example I have of it, which again, I haven't watched this movie since I was a kid, so I don't even know if it's good.
Yeah.
But just like the thing that I thought about the most often was when I was a kid in the last Narnia movie, and they have like the big battle in the Narnia movie, and
Right.
like everything. I'm like, dude, I just love when there's like a big battle. Like I just love when like everybody comes together and starts
Yeah.
fighting, and it's like 30 minutes straight. And honestly, like Doug mentions how spatially aware the Way of Water is. Like, I don't even need that, dude. I'm like, if you just like gather a bunch of
Like
characters and they
action
have
figures
like
smashing together.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
Yeah,
Like if you
that's
just gather a bunch of characters
why
and for like
not?
5 seconds you show them having like an aura moment, like I'm like, oh, this is a guy I like, and then like
Oh, I mean,
later
literally
they're all
Kiri.
describing like
fighting.
the Way of Water. Or no, Endgame, Avengers Endgame.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
literally, and
yeah,
I'm like, yeah, it works.
yeah.
Not an end game because I don't care about those characters as much. But
Sure.
like in this movie,
Well,
when they just like bring
yeah.
everybody in, I'm like, yeah, I want to watch all these
I
people
will
just shoot
say, I
arrows
think
at each other
a
and stuff.
big difference with when we talk about Endgame is it's chaos right here in Avatar: Fire and Ash. It's chaos. It's kind of spatially like crazy, but it's really stunning. Of course, like the rest of the movie, it's like it's a real beauty to all this chaos and I think there's genuine like fear. People are dying and especially Took gets left alone and she's like in the
Oh,
water like she gets like
Has
hawked
anybody
up.
ever suffered as
That's
much as
so
Tuke? She's really
crazy.
like
She
yeah. They
gets
gotta
fucking
stop leaving her
hawked up.
alone. I was thinking that every time they're like, what are you? They gotta stop leaving Took alone. Like when
yeah.
like a Spider and Lowak both leave her after Kiri jumps in the water and Took is
I
like
felt
there
so
behind the
bad for
rock and she's like it's like bro that's scary as fuck. She's just a
yeah.
Yeah.
little guy.
She's literally like 4 years old. She's not 4 years old, but
No, she's like
she's
five.
so
She's like
little.
5 or 6. She's young.
Yeah, she's like so little. I'm like, dude, what the okay. Let me any thoughts about the Miley Cyrus song during the credits?
Bad song. Worse than the
Yeah,
Weekend
I
song,
mean,
I think probably.
I
Uh
was it's like it's in the credits, so it's whatever, but yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
like
not great.
unimportant.
oh wait, I have a question. I have a not a
Oh, sure.
game, but like so Giovanni Ribisi, it was revealed that Giovanni Ribisi Nepo baby
Yes, right,
in
right.
the movie where Giovanni Ribisi's
Oh,
father
yeah. I thought
is
we were
the
talking about in real
no
life
no
for a
no
second. I'm
I
like,
don't know I don't remember Giovanni Ribisi's character's name.
no, I don't either, but
Uh,
continue.
but that his character is a nepo baby, and that
Yes.
his dad is did they say the RDA chief or
Yeah.
RDA
Well,
um
he uses a different word. What
director?
was the word he uses?
He's like he's the
Um,
RDA boss though, like big guy.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is, that's like the and also the RDA is like it's like a military government or something. It's like because the RDA is
Yeah.
not like the U.S. military; it's like private
No, it's not.
military. Um,
No.
yeah. So it's like corporate private military. anyways, so like the director or RDA president or whatever, is Giovanni Ribisi's father. I would like you to cast that character for Avatar
I don't
4 and
know.
5. Cast the RDA, cast Giovanni Ribisi's father and the big RDA like boss.
Which
Oh,
it's
who's
interesting
like?
because like he'd have to be like 70 years
They'd have to
old.
be old. They have
Yeah,
to be
I
Giovanni
know.
Ribisi's dad. So
And the problem is too, like
Like
it's
who's?
who's gonna be like alive.
yeah. So I saw somebody said Arnold.
Yeah.
Oh,
Arnold,
okay.
I think Arnold works if it's not a big role.
Right. Yeah,
I
because
feel
like
like
he's too old probably to like have a lot of lines and shit and a lot to
um
do. I
I
would
don't like
say
look at people's
I mean
faces. I'm like, I wonder.
Tom
the
Cruise is who I said.
well the
Um,
thing is it's like yeah, I think you would have to do someone and like kind of age them up
mhm.
Yeah, like what age they're gonna be like 10
because
years from now.
because Giovanni Ribisi is 50 years old.
Yeah. Tom Cruise could be Giovanni Ribisi's dad.
Right.
Granted, he's like not bigger than him physically, but
Um
Liam Neeson is 73 years old.
that's what I'm saying.
he's
Liam
old
Neeson
as
is
fuck.
gonna be
He's gonna be dead by the time.
I
Okay,
so
don't say
I'm
that.
joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. He's probably gonna be alive. He's gonna be retired probably though.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because that's the other thing. It's like
He kind of
Avatar's
like
not chill.
I don't know. I'm looking at people's faces and I'm like, Liam
Yeah.
Neeson kind of looks like he could be
Avatar is not a
related.
chill fucking thing. Oh wait, actually, wait. You literally don't need to cast an old person because of the Tolkien juice. It stops aging.
Guy Pearce.
Oh shit!
You
No,
don't need to cast an old person.
Matt
because the
Damon
Tolkien
then.
juice
And then it's Matt
stops
Damon.
aging.
If he stops aging, then it's Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Oh my god, imagine if it's Matt Damon.
Hey, fucking everything is a circle and
No, Matt
That's
Damon would be
funny.
amazing. Did you see that James Cameron came out and said that they did not offer Matt Damon 10%? He was like, I don't know where he got that idea from.
Yeah.
I was thinking like I don't know. I when watching the movie, I was like, how do you get Paul Giamatti in one of these? I was like, he would have so much fun.
There you go.
He would have so much fun.
Who do you so I read John Landau's memoir, also rest in peace, John Landau.
Yeah.
Do you know who the last three, according to John Landau's memoir, do you know who the last like the three finalists to play Jake Sully were? It's not Matt Damon was not mentioned.
No, I guess we
Um,
haven't. No, I don't know.
so it was
they-
between Sam Worthington, fuck, oh my god, his name, I almost said
What do you-
Jason Tatum. It's not
Oh,
Channing Tatum?
Channing Tatum, yes. Sam Worthington, Channing Tatum, and Chris Evans were the three
Oh,
finalists to play.
Oh.
Jeez.
Well, I think there's a very clear worst choice.
Thank you, Sam Worthington.
Yeah, they said it was between the three of them, and like there was a speech, like they had to give like the get all the clans together. It was part of like the thing with the speech, and they were like, yeah, Sam Worthington inspires so much confidence that the other
Yeah.
two guys did
Yeah.
not.
I that makes sense. I feel like I mean, I just very clearly like Channing Tatum way more as an actor than Sam Worthington,
he's
but
like
I
your favorite
really
movie.
like what Sam Worthington.
Yeah.
What did you?
He's like in your favorite movies. What I said.
Yeah, he's in a couple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sam Worthington. I really like
That's
Sam Worthington
really
as Channing.
bizarre.
But those are the three. Imagine if it was Channing Tatum.
I don't know that
What
that Channing Tatum could
like,
do like
Vibe is
But the fact that
different.
like he was like he was almost there, like he was right there, is crazy.
Yeah.
the
I
fact
don't
that
think he
Chris
could do like
Evans
the
is right there.
leading stuff. Like I don't think he could like lead a group of people into battle as well.
Yeah.
I don't, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I think Sam Worthington is way better equipped for that.
He's Sam Worthington is Jake's. I can't even imagine
That's what I'm
anybody
saying.
else.
Yeah.
He
Well,
just
like
is Jake
I
Sully.
think there's something that like Chris Evans and Channing Tatum having this like star power outside of Avatar, where Sam Worthington dissolves into just being the character.
Yeah.
Where it's like that is Jake Sully, that works in that kind of lens. And I mean, yeah. Even like Stephen
Sometimes I
Lang
forget that Sam
and
Worthington
these
is literally
guys.
the main character in those Clash of the Titans movies.
There's
doesn't
only
know.
one, isn't there? It's just
No,
the Rise
there's-
of the Titans. Oh wow, I forgot about this. I had these.
Yeah.
Ray Fiennes was in this. What?
Yeah, Sam Worthington was just like the main
Ray
character
Fiennes
in
as
those movies.
Giovanni Ribisi's dad.
That
Whoa.
would be not terrible.
That would be that would be
How
cool.
old is he?
Listen, Ray Fiennes, he's
You could
gosh,
cast anybody as
No, I know.
the guy now. Like
He's 62.
oh, 62. Okay.
No, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
interested
I mean,
in the way that they, because there's been some conversation online about like the de-aging, and they're
Mhm.
like, oh, you can just like do the, but there's this like the difference of no, not it's not de-aging, it's like stopping aging, right?
yes.
And the difference between that and then like the backup clone avatar thing, and there's this like it's different where it's like you're the same guy
The backup
yeah.
and
clone
stopping, and
avatar thing,
it's like
that's a different person.
no, yeah,
The clone is
exactly.
not you. I don't even understand, like,
People
you
are
have to
getting
be
confused.
so you have to, like, lack object permanence to not understand that the clone is not you.
Yeah,
Because that
yeah.
clone could,
It's like Mickey's 17.
yeah, exactly, it's like Mickey 17. Yeah, like, that clone could, exist in the same world as you, right? Where it's like,
Mhm.
obviously, the clone is not you, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's super
No, I'm interested is like I don't know. There's a lot of things that we have not seen really that they can kind of push later.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you guys would want to mention? I guess to like mention the future of the movies. Like, is there anything you guys expect or want in the future? One thing I will say is that for months leading up to this movie, Doug and I had on again, off again conversations about
Jake
Jake
Sully.
Sully dying,
Yeah.
and I told Doug. Doug kept being like, "Dude, it's over, it's
I
over,"
was
and I
pretty
messaged
confident
him
he
and
was
I
gonna
said,
die.
and I literally said to Doug, I was like, "There's a way." Like I kept like hoping it into the world. I was like, "There's a way,"
You were
and
hoping he was gonna die.
no, hoping that he would live. I was
Oh
like, I
yeah.
Yeah.
kept messaging Doug, and I was like, there's some way for it to make sense that he lives. And then I texted Doug immediately when I got out of the movie, and I said, "He's
Yeah,
alive."
nobody really dies.
So
Nobody that matters really
Now
dies.
yeah,
I think
Yeah.
if he dies, it has to be 5.
yeah,
Yeah.
It
sure,
doesn't
sure,
feel
yeah,
if it feels like you kill him in 3, you kill him in 5. You can't kill him in 4, which would be
I
like you know what I'm saying. Like I feel like having
yeah,
one movie without him would just feel weird.
I really
But I
thought
don't
I
know.
mean, I told Kevin, I was like, "Bro, I think that Jake Sully and Quaritch are both gonna die in Fire and
yeah,
Ash." Yeah, I was like, I think that was gonna be the big thing where they're both gonna die, and it's gonna be a full, like, hard finale, right? Where
Yeah.
yeah,
everything, like, hard gets wrapped up. That didn't happen. I have no idea what Avatar 4 is gonna be about. I know a little
yeah,
bit. There was, like, one big thing that happens in Avatar 5 that, was in an
Yeah.
early draft of the script,
Yeah.
that I'm assuming is still gonna happen in Avatar 5. I don't know what happens in
right,
Avatar 4. I know, or I have no idea. I know that there's a time skip, so I know all the kids are adults. That's what James Cameron said in interviews. All the kids are adults, so they
Okay.
would have to wait a
mhm.
little while anyway before they started shooting.
Yeah. They're already
They're already pretty old
yeah.
Wait, so
now.
then wouldn't the time, if does that include Took? Because if Took's an adult, then wouldn't the time skip be like pretty? Because you
Y-
said 8 years before, but it must be more than that, right?
No, I think he said it was an 8-year time skip in an interview.
Huh.
Um,
Okay. Maybe
maybe
Took's
Tuke
also
wouldn't
just
be an
like
adult.
older than
Maybe Tuke's just a teenager.
I mean,
Well,
maybe Took is also
Duke
like 10
age
in this movie, and we just
Avatar.
have no
Yeah,
concept of what age
yeah,
looks like in
Uh
Navi 4.
right. Because Kiri's 14 or 15.
Sure, so Took could be like a 10-year-old
Yeah.
they
in theory.
say that she's
Yeah.
7 and Way of Water.
Okay.
Okay, so and this is like okay. But still, that's fine. Okay. Anyway,
Um,
is there anything you would want in Avatar 4 or that
Bro,
you
we gotta
think
get
is
to the
going to
bottom of
happen?
Kiri's bullshit, bro. We just that's all I need to get to the bottom of Kiri's bullshit. What's going on, bro? Yeah.
Owen?
Do you think it's gonna happen?
What?
4? Oh,
Avatar 4. Call it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
I
fucking
I
hope
think
so. I hope
I
Yeah.
think
so.
so.
I hope
I
so.
don't know.
I think
I
we're
think
gonna
it would be good for them, and if this movie is even like if this movie even just like kind of like finishes slightly below like let's say because Doug and I before we were recording were talking about the fact that Avatar 2 made what like
more money.
$2.1 billion, and so like let's say this movie makes like $1.5 billion, right? Like let's
Yeah.
say it's
Which should
not
be
like
good.
quite in that realm.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be so I think it would make sense to like I think you could sell them on making a fourth movie further from now. But the problem is that they already kind of like
We can't.
have a plan. You know what I mean? But if you told me like, or if you told people at Disney that Avatar 4 was set for like 2035, then I think Avatar they would be sure that Avatar 4 is like making a ton of money. because like The Way of Water made a bunch of money because they like people had to wait. I don't know if like
It's
Avatar
just
4
tough
in a
with
couple
all these
years
ages
has the
of
return.
people.
No,
People
I
are too
know, of
old,
course.
bro. People are too
I know,
old.
but it's like, do they think that like the return is like
Stephen
significant?
Lang is 70.
If 3 makes like hundreds of millions of dollars less than 2, then do they think that releasing Avatar 4 in a couple years from now is like a good business plan?
I think
I don't
so.
know.
$1 billion is so much money.
Sure, but like it's not like the movies are cheap.
No, but like the movies cost like $400, $400 million. like approximately maybe
Yeah.
a little
No,
bit
sure,
more
you're
because of
right.
Hollywood
Yeah, you're
accounting and
right.
marketing and stuff. So let's just if we like round it up a lot and we
Really
said
costs, like-
Avatar Fire and Ash costs $600 million
Yeah.
to make, right?
Yeah.
Which is a lot. That's like
you're still
so
making-
expensive. You're still making
Right.
almost $1 billion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
You
You're
know,
yeah.
so
No, yeah. If it makes 1.5, I think we're fine.
yeah. If it only, what if it only makes one?
It's
Like
not
one
gonna-
flat.
it's not-
Like
it's
a
not
flat
gonna-
billion,
it's not gonna make
I think
more than one.
I think that's tough. That would also be disappointing.
That would
Oh,
be
you mean a
so
billion? A billion. One.
Yeah,
Flat.
Like just a flat billion would be disappointing given the opening weekend being.
That's what I'm saying. The opening
325. Like,
weekend's
that you can't possibly
too much. That it's like
Yeah.
I don't think there's a way that it makes
only
the word
just
of mouth would
flat.
be terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, and I don't think it's.
And it got an A cinema score, so I think
That's
the
what
word
I'm
of mouth
saying.
is
Where
going
it's
to be
like
fine.
I think
people are going to be
there's
going.
a lot
to
of
watch Avatar.
nitpicking that like happens on Twitter and stuff, but I think the general like audience are liking this.
What's
the same?
Oh, it's 3.7 on Letterboxd. Okay, and the
But,
Rotten
like-
Tomatoes is kind
Oh,
of
don't look at letterbox scores. Don't look at letterbox scores.
What?
They're gonna be important in 10 seconds.
Oh fuck. Okay.
What did you say it was 3.7?
Yeah, it's 3.7.
Anyway,
Whoa!
the only other thing I have to bring up before we move on is the thing that we've been talking about every week now, which we kind of alluded to, I think, even last week, is that the Oscar chances for Avatar are trending down. And James Cameron even was asked about this recently.
James Cameron was
I'm
like,
sure you
"Fuck
guys
the
saw him.
Oscars."
Yeah, he pretty
Yeah.
much was like, I don't give a
Man
fuck.
after man,
But
man.
for the sake of the podcast, we kind of give a fuck. Like I mean, we don't. I know you guys don't give that much of a fuck about the Oscars, but I'm sure you'd be happy to see Avatar.
It's a little
nominated for Best
interesting.
Picture.
Yeah.
And so it now has dropped all the way to number 12 in the Best Picture predictions, which would mean that it's not nominated for Best Picture. We don't have to talk about like all the categories, and obviously these movies don't really get attention in categories like writing or acting or whatever.
Yeah.
But it'll still inevitably pick up nominations in the craft categories. Seemingly,
Sure.
that won't be enough now for Best Picture based on these odds. If you were guessing right now, if you like had to predict right now, do you think it gets a Best Picture nomination, or do you think it's kind of over for Fire and Ash?
I hope so. It would be so sad if it didn't. Like that would be so fucked up.
Okay,
It's a
let
tough
me also
year.
ask you this: Would you feel better about Avatar: Fire and Ash not getting nominated for Best Picture if Avatar: Fire and Ash and Wicked for Good both don't get nominated, and it's just like a 10 Best Picture, like 10 movies that and like none of them are blockbusters?
No, I would no.
To Wicked over Avatar is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't
but
think I'm feeling any different.
Currently, Wicked is at number 9, and Avatar's at 12.
That's crazy. No, I don't know. You know, okay, well, I'll say this though. I would feel so much better if Avatar Fire and Ash wasn't nominated for Best Picture, but any of the performances was nominated, which is zero shot that happens. But
Yeah,
you know,
doesn't that happen?
I would feel
There's
amazing about it
yeah.
if that happened.
If
though.
you okay, how about that? If you had to give out one Oscar nomination to an actor in this movie, who gets it?
I would Stephen Lang.
Or
Best supporting actor.
Yeah,
Stephen
yeah,
Lang.
best supporting actor for Stephen Lang. Okay,
Stephen Lang or Natiri.
Yeah, no,
I'd
I mean,
probably
Natiri is
agree. I'd probably agree, but I think for the trilogy, like Zoe Saldana like deserves
yeah,
an
I
Oscar
mean,
for this trilogy of
freaking
movies. Like
real.
she's it's tough. Or would you give up Stephen Lang's nomination for James Cameron to get nominated in Best Director for?
I don't understand how he's not how he like the
It's kind of
director
evil.
category is
It's
fucking
kind of
stupid.
evil.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Where is he in director?
This like
okay,
this is
he's
such a
number
way
8.
harder movie to direct than any other normal movie. This shit is
Like this is
crazy.
like reinventing like what directing even means.
Yeah, like this. Wow,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous. Obviously, he just should be nominated, but
Yeah, of course. But we could talk about we're not too far away from talking about our favorite movies of the year, which will look a little bit different than the Oscars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anything
It
else you
looks
guys
a
want to mention
lot
about
different.
Avatar: Fire and Ash before
I love these
we
guys,
wrap up?
man.
These are my favorites. It's my
It's like where it's
favorites.
like you
Yeah.
can't. I don't know. It's like you like it or you don't like it. It's like people. There's a lot of people.
Yeah, if you
really
don't like that, you don't
it.
like NBA basketball.
You don't like that. You don't
What
like
can I say?
NBA basketball.
Yes.
I've created a little game related to the release of Avatar: Fire and Ash. It's barely a game, but it's a in the spirit of teamwork. Doug and Owen can work together on this.
Oh,
one.
okay. Sully stick together.
I am going to give you
Sully's never
guys. I'm going to give you guys 10 movie trilogies,
Oh,
and I
yes.
want you to rank
10?
them. Yes.
There's
And
10.
I want you to rank them
I know there was 10.
10 to 1.
We have to do this
for
with
the-
Doug.
Yes,
You have
for
to
the
come to a
combined.
consensus?
No. It's
What
not.
the
It's not
fuck?
your opinions of the movies. They're combined letterbox
Oh,
scores between all
okay.
3 movies.
I
So
thought I
added
was just
up-
like giving you my list.
No. I added up the letterbox scores of all 3 movies in these trilogies, and I want you to rank them
Okay.
from the lowest
'Cause
score
Avatar
to
is
the highest.
really consistent. 'Cause
I
Avatar is, like,
I will read
all
them to you, and I will
game,
also put
basically.
them in the
Okay.
chat so
I
that
know
you guys
that.
can, in case you guys forget. But the list of 10 trilogies for you: Avatar, of course,
Yeah.
Back to the Future,
I
the
don't know.
first 3 Matrix movies, Knives Out, because we just talked about it,
Mhm.
Yeah.
the Before trilogy,
Okay.
the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, little curveball here, High School Musical,
Jesus.
the original Star Wars trilogy, Lord of the Rings, and the Dark Knight trilogy.
And we're ranking these by the average letterbox.
I need to like
rating.
write
So you
these
take
down.
the letterbox score for each of the 3 movies and add them up, and that's what I did. So,
and add
the
them up.
total letterbox score between these 3 movies, or you could look at it as an average. It really is the same thing.
I think that the
Okay.
lowest, Owen, is the Matrix trilogy or the High School Musical trilogy. It's one of those.
Interesting.
Right?
Jeez.
What do you think? I think it's one of those. Probably the High School Musical is lower.
That's right. Like
Probably.
it has to be right,
Okay.
but it feels like a
Yes.
curveball.
So we'll put High School Musical at 10.
No, actually, I actually don't think that's the High School Musical.
What do you think? I think it's either that or the Matrix, because I think the 2 Matrix movies both have below 3.
Yeah, but I'm like that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that there's no way the High School Musical movies have like a 2.5.
Right.
Like,
So do you think
that's-
it's the Matrix is the lowest? 'Cause what else would it be out
What
of these?
else? Yeah, what are the other ones? It's
Knives Out, the Before trilogy, Raimi Spider-Man, original Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and then Dark Knight.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Matrix.
Yeah, I think it has to be the Matrix. So do you want to go Matrix and then High School Musical?
Yeah.
I'm typing these out in chat too. So Matrix and then High
okay,
School
yeah,
Musical.
I see. Okay, I didn't see this private chat. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So so I'm just like thinking of like which ones have 4s
Yeah.
because the Knives Out super high.
Yeah.
Those are like Before trilogy is gonna be high. Raimi, the 3rd one's gonna be low.
Right.
The original Star Wars trilogy is gonna be high. Lord of the Rings all gonna be high. The Dark Knight, the 3rd one's gonna be a little lower, but they're still gonna be very high. These are all very high. I don't know what a lot of these are gonna be. I think Avatar
I was gonna say, is it Avatar next?
because Avatar is like 3.6, 3.6, like 3 point. It's like 3 point something, 3 point something, 3.7. Like I know 2 is 3.6, 3 is 3.7. I don't know. The first one's like 3.8, 3.6, 3.5.
Okay. Let's
So
put
your list
Avatar down.
your list right now is High School Musical and last, and then
No,
Matrix.
No,
and
it's
last?
it's Matrix 10, Matrix 9, High School
Okay.
Musical, 7 Avatar, or 8 Avatar rather.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
8
it's
Avatar. Okay,
well,
interesting.
actually it might be.
Raimi Spider-Man.
That's what I'm thinking because
Ooh.
Raimi Spider-Man might be a little higher on the first 2, but the 3rd one is gonna be lower.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they're gonna be really close.
They're so close.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like
they're gonna be close. Yeah. Okay. Fuck it. Let's put Raimi Spider-Man then.
Yeah.
Raimi.
Well, I won't tell you guys which movies are close to which, but I will say the the from the lowest combined rating to the highest combined rating. The lowest one is a 9.9 between the three movies, and the highest one is a 13.3. So
Yeah.
between the 10 movies,
Yeah.
it's kind of a wide
Okay,
Wait,
so
what
here's
did
what
he
we
say?
have.
Wait, what did he say? 9.9
Yeah, we
is the
have
lowest.
Matrix, High
Is the
School
math
Musical,
here?
Spider-Man, and then Avatar. And then I think,
Matrix, High School Musical, Spider-Man, Avatar. So you've got 10 to 7
yeah,
picked out. Okay.
So
and then I think it's Back to the Future or Knives Out. I think
no.
it's those two next. You don't think so?
What?
Then I think it's Back to the Future and Knives Out in some order. One of those two. I think those are the two next ones.
It's Back to the Future is definitely lower than Knives Out.
Like in terms of like the ratings are lower, or
Yeah.
so do you think Back to the Future is next after Avatar?
Fuck. I don't. What do you? Is Glass Onion like is tanked?
Glass Onion has like a 3.5. I think it has like a
Okay.
yeah.
Because the new one, the other one's like 4 point somethings.
Yeah, I think, but like all the Back to the Future movies, I think are probably pretty high.
No, I mean we're in a spot where like everything's high.
Right. I think these are the next two
But
though.
do you think? Fuck.
Maybe Back to the Future is lower actually than I'm. Do people? Because I don't know what people think about the sequels.
I think it's gotta be Back to the Future, but I'm also thinking about like the Dark Knight is like that one's gonna be like 3.8, 4.4, like 3.5. So
Mhm.
we're getting to that territory, I think. Major.
Oh, sorry, I accidentally set the list instead of that was the list
No.
so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just your numbers 10 to 7. This is actually kind of a fun activity. I thought this might go terribly.
Back to the Future. Yeah, let's do Back to the Future, I think.
Okay. Back to the.
Okay, so listeners at home, they have the bottom half of their list decided. You could always change it if you really want, but the bottom half of their list is from 10 to 6,
Actually, okay.
Matrix, High School Musical, Raimi, Spider-Man, Avatar, and then Back to the Future.
I think it's got to be the Before trilogy.
No, it's not.
Because are those movies like they're not 4.4s?
I think they are.
They are.
I not like 4.4, but I think that they're like 4 point. They're like I think the
All of
first
them?
two. No, I think the first two are both in the top 250 on Letterboxd. I think.
Okay.
And I think
Okay.
the third one has like a high rating. Has like a 3.8 or something. It's still really high.
So what do we have left? We have
Knives Out.
Knives Out, Before trilogy.
The Dark Knight, the original Star
So
Wars.
this is Dark
and Lord
Knight
of the Rings.
then. This is Dark Knight then, right? Because you think it's Knives Out, right?
I think it's Knives Out. I think it's Knives Out.
So let's just think of the numbers here. So if Knives Out is 4.1, then the third one's I know the third one is 4.1, or last time I checked. So is the middle one drag it down more, or is the Dark Knight more floppy? But well, actually, I don't know. The 4.4 just might bring it up too much. Like I think that the Dark Knight just might bring it up too much.
Yeah, I think it does. I think the Dark Knight is just so. I think it just does. I think the Knives Out is lower than the Dark Knight.
Okay, let's do that then.
Are you sure?
No,
I don't want to corner you in.
Sure. I'm not sure about any of this.
I think it is though. I think the Dark Knight.
I just know those movies have really like those are.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering how because I feel like the Dark Knight, the second one, is just how much is that bringing everything else up, but
I'm gonna be
the Lord of the Rings is gonna be super consistent, right? Like over the board, it's just gonna be consistent.
So the Dark Knight, if we have Lord of the Rings is number one, and it's not close. That's obvious.
That's what I'm saying,
for the Dark Knight and Knives Out, I think it would be if we were to rank them, it would be the Dark Knight is the highest rated, then Knives Out 3, and then I think it's
so it's Dark Knight, Knives Out 3, Knives Out, and then the 2.
Yeah, I think
Batman movies.
Fuck, yeah, I think you're right actually.
But what I'm saying is like I don't know how much the Dark Knight being one brings it over. Like these two might just be like really close,
Yeah,
which is like it's like a coin flip kind of.
that's crazy. I think I will say I think that the second Knives Out movie is enough lower rated than the other.
Okay.
You
Let's
know.
do let's do Knives Out and then Dark Knight.
Okay, and then
Because that's I just don't know the Glass Onion thing, and if I just knew the Glass Onion thing, then I would.
Yeah,
would be
my
easier
gut is
to-
like, cause I know that like the third Dark Knight movie people don't like that much, but I think that
yeah,
it's still
but
like
it's still gonna have
really
like a
high
3.5
rating
or something.
Yeah.
I think I could see the glass, but I just like how much Glass Onion. I don't know is
Right.
lower. And then what's left? Star Wars.
Yeah, so it's before Trilogy, Star Wars, and Lord of the Rings. That's it. I think that it's Star Wars before Trilogy, Lord of the Rings. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Star Wars
Fuck it.
before Trilogy,
Fuck
Lord
it.
of the Rings. I
Fuck
think so.
it. I don't know. I don't. There's definitely some things wrong with this, but we'll go with that.
Okay, so look
Okay.
at the chat, Owen. Are you
So-
going to change anything before we submit it?
Yeah, you have the option to
Um,
move something around if you'd like, or you can lock in this.
no, I mean
list.
I think this is generally. I'm interested on some of these, but I think this is like generally in the right.
I think it's yeah. I
space.
think we're. Listen, if not the actual letterbox scores exactly, I think we're pretty good with the general consensus of humanity.
People are still low. I mean, I was actually I posted something about it. Like, I think the Matrix trilogy
Mm.
is fucking like really rock solid in terms of three really fucking good
Bro,
movies.
the
But
Matrix
people
Reloaded is
hate
as
those
good as
sequels.
the original Matrix,
That's
almost.
like those
Like-
three movies are so fucking good.
Yeah.
So, but we have it last year. That's-
So, for the listener, Doug and Owen's list from lowest score to highest score reads the Matrix movies, the High School Musical trilogy, the Raimi Spider-Man movies, Avatar, Back to the Future, Knives Out, The Dark Knight, Star Wars, the Before trilogy, and then Lord of the Rings at number 1. I will say, before I reveal the results, you guys did pretty good. I guess your biggest slip up was probably the debate you had between knowing the ratings of the Knives Out and Dark Knight movies.
Yeah.
But
Is it flipped?
other than that, you guys, well, I'll read you the list. So in last place, and you guys almost had this. In last
was
place is
High
High School
School?
Musical.
Okay.
3.3 for each one of the movies. Second and last place is The Matrix. So you
Okay.
got those two correct. You just flipped them.
Okay.
Third to last is the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. You
Oh,
got
look
that
at us.
correct.
Wait.
Fourth to last in seventh place is the Avatar movies. You got
Whoa!
that correct. Here's where things go a little bit
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
So Doug actually almost had you guys perfect because in sixth place is
Is the
Knives Out. with
What
Back
is
to the
Glass? What is
Future in
Glass
fifth
Onion?
place.
What is Glass Onion like rated?
Glass Onion is low.
Is it
Let
like that's what
me-
I'm like? It had to be super low to tank it.
It is a 3.4.
Yeah.
And then the first Knives Out
Or back-
is a 4.0, and the new one
New's
is
4.0.
a 3.9.
Oh, it dropped. Okay.
Yes.
I last time I looked at it was a 4.1, so
Okay.
that's what I was.
And so
basing
Doug
it off of,
originally
which makes
wanted
sense.
to do Knives Out, then Back to the Future at 6 and 5, and if you guys stuck to that,
Yeah,
been
if
good.
I knew it was
However-
a 3.9, I mean that makes sense.
yeah. So yeah, Back to the Future is fifth. The Dark Knight trilogy is fourth. So you got that correct. The two non-Dark Knight movies are both a 3.8. So I think you guys thought they were a little bit
so-
lower
yeah,
than.
that's.
I was thinking that the Rises is like people don't like that movie, but I knew it was so highly rated though.
That's so
like
crazy.
on Letterboxd.
Because people talk like that shit is like ass.
Yeah, everybody talks like that movie sucks. I like that movie. I love Bane. I love Bane.
I like that movie.
Yeah,
too,
Yeah.
okay.
so.
I was like, that's gonna be like a 3.4.
Yeah, so that's definitely higher than Knives Out in that case. So that's number 4, and then your top 3.
Before
You almost got it. It was very close. Number 3 is the Before trilogy with a
Okay.
combined 12.6, and number 2 is the Star Wars trilogy with a
that
combined
makes sense.
12.7.
So
one-
what are the ratings for the third Star Wars movie and the third Before movie? Because those are both the lowest, but I didn't know,
Yeah, so the
I think
It's
the
so
Star
Return
Wars
of
Return
just
of
might
the
be
Jedi Return of the Jedi is a 4.1.
Oh, okay.
The
Yeah,
first
I
Star
thought it
Wars
would
is
be
a
lower.
4.4 and the other one's a 4.2.
Okay.
Before
Yeah, I
midnight,
actually that's actually because Empire Strikes Back's got it's like gonna be
Like a
way higher than
4.5.
any of the before
yeah.
trilogy. That's silly,
And
actually.
then the Before trilogy, you were right about the top 250. The first two movies each have a 4.3 and the last one has a 4.0.
Oh,
So
well, that was just so close, actually. Then that was like
it
a
was
20.
very close.
It was
And
pretty
I will
close.
say, when I was making this list, I thought about like I put together more exciting options that like might make it difficult to debate. The problem is so many movies add up to the same number. Like
Right,
there
right,
was
right.
like
Well, I was even
the
thinking I was assuming there might have been one where there's like the same fucking.
yes, I think it was Back to the Future, which I put in at 11.7. There was like 5 other trilogies that would have been so good for the list, and all of them added up to 11.7, so that made it a little bit difficult.
So what was the
Lord of the Rings
difference?
stands on its own.
Yeah, well, yeah. What was the
Uh,
difference between Star Wars and the before and the totals? Was it like 0.2?
it's point 0.1.
0.1?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so
Before is
yeah,
a
exactly.
Okay, yeah.
12.6, and Star Wars is a
Okay.
12.7, and then there's a bigger gap for
I
Lord of the
we
Rings,
did
which is all
really
the way
good
at
then,
13.3.
actually.
You did do really good. I tried to kind of like separate them into like 5 movies that you will know are at the bottom half of the list and 5 movies that you'll know are at the top, but you like don't
Yeah.
know how to rank them. Anyway, good
Look
job.
at
You
us.
guys kind of nailed it. All right. We're gonna move on and quickly talk about some news before we wrap up. I'll remind everybody to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Let us know what you thought about Avatar Fire and Ash. Rate the episode on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and follow us or engage with us at all of the links in the episode description. Some news here worth discussing. I guess the biggest one was that the Oscars will be streamed on YouTube starting in 2029.
Right,
Thoughts?
right.
I think that's fine. It's interesting. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's annoying that they haven't been already, but is it AMC has been just holding on to the rights for a little while
Yeah.
now.
Is it
But it doesn't
AMC?
make
I thought
sense
it
for
was.
them to be. Is it AMC?
No, I don't think so.
Not AMC. Uh,
It's CBS. Is
CBS.
it? Yes.
Yeah,
I know. I in my head when you said AMC, I was like, you're not talking about the theater. You're talking about the
the
channel, but
channel.
the
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the channel would not be hosting the Oscars. I
No,
don't.
no, no,
It would
no.
have to be like a CBS or a
Yeah, it
Fox,
was
but
like
it's
yes,
CBS.
CBS. Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah. No, I mean, yeah. I don't really have like.
Yeah,
I
I
guess
don't know.
I
I
think
don't
it's
really have
good.
anything to yeah.
Way more people are going to watch the Oscars now. Because like a big problem with the Oscars, I think, is that it's harder for young people to watch them because they don't have a way in their home to watch like
Don't they
broadcast
like?
channels.
Haven't you guys watched the broadcast just like online before though? Like on
No, you
YouTube?
have to
Don't
like
they?
sign in
Oh,
to like a CBS account.
oh,
Like
okay.
yeah, it's like they don't make it
Yeah.
easy. They really don't make it easy.
In my head, for some reason, I thought that they just like already played on YouTube, but now it's like an exclusive thing. But I guess they don't.
No, they
Okay.
just don't.
Well,
I
yeah.
think
I
it's good.
mean,
I mean,
that's good
yeah.
then.
Well, you know what? If we're still doing the podcast
Yeah.
when
I
they're
mean,
doing it on
listen,
YouTube,
that's not too many years from now.
yeah. If we're listen, when me and Kevin are still doing the
Wait, what
podcast and
year is
Owen
it?
is retired from podcasting, me and Kevin will do a co-stream. We'll
What
live
year
stream
is
the
it?
Yeah.
Oscars.
2029 is when it kicks in.
2029.
Yeah, a couple of years from now, but not that many years.
You know, not
Not
that
that many
many
years.
years. So when me and Kevin are
Uh,
doing the two-person podcast, we'll co-stream the Oscars.
what makes you think Owen's going to be the first one to drop out?
You,
No, I'd say that too.
yeah,
But
but I'm like, what? I don't know. It's a little self-evident. I don't know.
We'll see.
Um,
Well, we'll see,
yeah,
man.
he's the only one who showed up with a festive hat, so
Yeah,
like,
I
we might
stay.
we might question our own dedication to the
Yeah.
podcast more than his. Another piece of news: Ted Sarandos. I don't know why
Ted Sarandos.
I don't like looking at his name written out.
I don't like looking at him.
I don't like looking at him either. Anyway, he said that he intends to release all the Warner Brothers movies in cinemas the same way they do today if the Netflix Warner Bros. Deal goes through.
how
Quote,
long?
we didn't buy the company to harm any of the value that currently exists. Thoughts?
I don't believe this
I
guy for
who
a
gives a fuck?
second.
That's Randos. Who gives a no? Like I don't believe him. I don't believe him. This is the guy that said that the movie theaters are antithetical to Netflix's business model currently, and I think it's like a Ted. I do think it's a Ted Sarandos thing, where Ted Sarandos thinks like that the consumer doesn't like the movie theater. He thinks that people want to watch the movies at home. He does not believe in long windows. He might think like, oh, like sure, like yeah, you want to go see the Odyssey in theaters? Like you want to go? That's not a Warner Brothers movie though, right? But you want to go see that? That's Universal, I think. But like whatever, you want to go see Barbie in theaters? Like sure, you can for in like a week or two, and then that's just gonna be on Netflix because like he's like we're not gonna make them like wait or whatever. It's like anti-consumer. It's a Ted Sarandos thing. There is like a real like business analysis where you could say like, oh, like there's a X amount of people that Netflix could feasibly get to join their service, and then at that point they're gonna not have any way to like grow their business for like new revenue. So it's like then it makes sense for them to do movie theaters because that's another revenue arm that they didn't have previously. I don't fucking know. This guy sucks. This guy's the devil. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like I don't. There's not really anything he can say at this point. Like I just need to see action, or like what he does with when this happens. And it's like he could literally say that. I don't know. He could say anything at this point, and it's like I don't buy it until I see it. So we'll see.
Right. Yeah, and we'll have plenty of updates about this on the pod over the next however many years that we're doing it. Next piece of news, Mads Mikkelsen is reportedly in talks to join Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence in Martin Scorsese's upcoming film, What Happens at Night. Thoughts about Mads Mikkelsen?
Great actor. Owen is racist against
Whoa.
the Dutch.
Whoa.
So
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wait, you don't like Mads Mikkelsen?
He's fine.
This is like the first time ever hearing of somebody who doesn't like him.
yeah, but you
I
haven't
mean,
played
he's
what's it
cool.
called? Death Stranding, so you don't get it.
Okay. This movie sounds very uninteresting to me.
I want his Jesus movie. I don't know why that disappeared. That seemed like that was like really, really happening, and he made a whole list about it, but like I don't know why that disappeared. I want his Jesus movie.
Very talented people involved.
Oh, of course, yes.
I don't know.
Also, just want to make a small correction to Doug's comment for our Danish listeners.
Oh.
Danish actor Mads Mikkelsen, not Dutch actor Mads Mikkelsen.
Same thing, basically.
It's not. I don't think you can say that.
Yeah. Who's racist now?
Who's the one who's being racist?
Are they all Nordic? Are those are all Nordic?
Well, Dutch is like Netherlands. Dutch is like the Netherlands.
No. Okay, but like, where's Denmark?
They're next to each other.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, okay. That's what I was. Yeah.
Yes, but they're not. Yeah, they're two different countries, though. But close. Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe it is close enough.
I was listen. It was a guess. It was like I knew he was up there.
Yeah. Sure.
I guess both of these next pieces of news relate to Scarlett Johansson. One being that she's no longer attached to be in the Tangled live action movie, and the other piece of news being that recent Hamnet star Jacoby Jupe is going to be joining her in Mike Flanagan's The Exorcist.
Yo, sure, fuck it. You know what? We're gonna watch it, and we're gonna do a fucking podcast episode about it.
Yeah.
Do we think this movie's going to be better than the movie?
Yes.
The Exorcism, starring
The Exorcism.
No.
starring Russell Crowe and Sam Worthington.
Well, you know what? This is the thing. It's like
I think
Scarlett Johansson and Jacoby Jupe, like cool.
They're great actors. Yeah,
great actors. I can't trust Mike.
I don't think Mike
Flanagan's not bad.
No, I'm not saying that he's not bad. I don't understand when his career is bizarre.
He's got the Carrie TV show coming soon to you.
But like people love his TV show so much.
Yeah. And they're probably good.
Have you not seen The Haunting of Hill House, Kevin?
I've seen one episode.
I want to watch Midnight Mass.
But I didn't stop watching it because it was bad, just to be clear.
No, I know. It's funny.
I stopped watching many TV shows. I did not stop watching The Haunting of Hill House because it was bad. I actually kind of liked the first episode.
I want to watch Midnight Mass, but his career's
yeah, I
bizarre.
really want to
don't
watch
know what he's
Midnight
doing.
Mass. That's the one that's the most appealing to me.
Yeah, same.
But I have
I love
not.
Hamish Linklater.
Yeah. Well,
Great
then
guy.
maybe you should watch it before me and Doug do.
No. I got a couple more episodes of The Pit, so.
Yeah. Wait, really? How many?
Like I'd have to check, but
Okay.
I'm close.
So you
I'm
didn't get
almost
very
done.
far?
I'm almost.
Oh,
done.
you're almost done.
Yeah, I'm like second half of the.
Did you get to the big event yet?
I don't think so. What,
Okay. You'll know the big event when you get to the big event.
Okay.
So you definitely didn't get to it. Okay. Anyway. And then we got 3 more pieces of news that are just like announcements of new movies. You could let me know which one of these is the most intriguing to you. Avatar actress in one of these. Matthew McConaughey and Zoe Saldana to star in Positano from Daniel Rohr for Netflix, described as a romantic caper set in the Italian town the film is named after. And then we've got
What else has Daniel
David-
Rory done?
This sounds bad.
I don't think anything that you guys would have seen.
This sounds
You can't get excited for it then.
It
Yeah.
sounds like a Netflix.
I don't think
movie.
I will say there's only one of these 3 film announcements. There's only one director here who you guys are actually familiar with.
Jeez, man.
So
Well,
there's
you know
that
what?
one.
Shout out all the guys. You know, I hope the best for them.
Yeah.
Right.
That director who I'm referencing is in the second one. David Oyelowo and Ava DuVernay will reunite for new film Heist of Benin, more than a decade after their Academy Award-winning film Selma, set in modern-day London and described as a thriller that intertwines art, love, and restitution. Thoughts?
Better sounds more interesting than the last one. I like Ava DuVernay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do too, with the exception of her most recent work, which was a big letdown. But I think she's very talented. So I'm curious to see what happens with this one. This last one has some actors who we really like in it, though. Again, director that I don't know anything about. Sorry to Simon Stone. Andrew Scott and Olivia Colman to star in Elsinore from director Simon Stone and writer Stephen Beresford. The film will follow the true story of Ian Charleson as he prepares for his role as Hamlet at London's National Theatre.
I did see this. Yeah.
No, this sounds awesome. Actually, this sounds really good. This sounds really, really good. Simon Stone. This guy's not a real director. That's rude. But like, what is?
He's a theater director. He's a theater director. He's a theater
the woman in Cabin 10.
Is it?
Well, that's what it says. It says.
Oh yeah, theater director. Okay.
Actor, director, and writer who works in film and theater.
Okay.
Yes, there's a theater, but obviously Hamlet. You know. But you know, Andrew Scott, right?
No, that's what I'm saying. Andrew Scott.
You know, Hamlet.
I'll keep saying this. Like, you can make a strong Andrew Scott who played Hamlet in a very big production of Hamlet, which is very good. Yeah, like
no, I mean it's like that is a selling point for me.
No, this is like is this movie coming out next year? I might draft this movie. I mean,
this is like Olivia Colman erasure. What you guys?
No, obviously Olivia Colman also incredible actress.
Like, hey, Andrew Scott
playing Hamlet.
No, she's in the movie.
Okay.
I'm excited. I'm like, this is like really, this is really, really cool. I might, if this movie comes out, if we could say, be it with a little bit of confidence that it comes out next year, I might draft it when we do our draft.
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe
if you have the chance.
It's on Doug's. Yeah,
I'm just like,
there are a lot of potential. There are a lot of potential movies.
I'm just saying, like, this movie, like, actually is
potential. Man.
Anyway, Doug is already hinting at it, so I will say this for listeners of the pod. We'll wrap up there, just to give you guys a little bit of insight into our schedule. Next week, episode 147, we will be talking about Marty Supreme. That will be our last review of the year. The 2 following weeks to begin January, we will be drafting our most anticipated movies of 2026. First episode of the new year, so that we can include pretty much every movie that comes out next year. And then the week after that, we will be talking about our favorite movies of the year, least favorites, best performances, whatever else falls into that discussion. So a little bit of insight into the future. But next week, episode 147, our last review will be Marty Supreme. So we'll see you later.
They're not calling it Marty Normal.
Goodbye.